Morning team, what's going on? How's it going? I hope you're all doing well. Morning. Okay, what do we have here then? Starting to see contracting Bollinger Bands on the daily. All right, we're starting to see it. We've completed mean reversion. You can see 5-day, 20-day stuck right here. 50 days at the top Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band down here. Can't find acceptance underneath. We're back inside this range. All right, so failed to break out bottom side of the range. Failed to break out, or we could say there's another range up here, and we're failing to break out of there, which would be the top Bollinger Band. Yesterday we had a drift up into a high volume area. We can talk about this area right here. We just failed short of it, so just in this protection, so this resistance, all right, acted as resistance, and we've sold off. My expectation today, to be quite honest, is probably an inside day. All right, it's probably an inside day. We've had a pretty big reaction the last 2 days, and it wouldn't surprise me if we just need to cool off for a little bit, build out some liquidity, and then it can make its choice on what it's going to do on NFP tomorrow. So I'm very, very prepared for a very, very choppy day today. An inside day could come all the way down here, couldn't it? We could come all the way down, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to chop around here for a while, but let's get into it on the higher time frames, and we can go from there. Can't see price on the chart. Do you need to see price on the chart? I mean, it's an inside bar. It's pretty obvious. There you go, my friend. If you can't look at a daily, I'm worried for you. All right, into the hourlies. All right, into the hourlies. This is exactly what we talked about yesterday. All right, so gamma squeeze up. Gamma squeeze up, starting to consolidate here. All right, you can see we're building out a big shelf here now this week. All right, and it's split into a couple areas. You can see these gray boxes protecting the shelves. Now, if we lose this shelf right here, I'd say sort of 70s, 80s, somewhere like that. I'm calling it 25K because it's there or thereabouts. But if we lose that shelf, all right, we might want to come and back test into 880s to 850s, this next blue box, all right, which is this developing weeks here. And it's also an interesting area from the week before into this kind of little node here. And even before that as well is a POC. Okay, so we're watching this area down in towards 880s to 850s. All right, do we lose 25K come 880s, 850s? How do we react if and when we get here? All right, that's the big question. All right, how do we react if and when we get there? If we get there and we see bid step up and we go reclaim 25K, then we're going to do probably one of these. All right, and then they have to make the decision, do they have enough juice today? I don't think they will, but we're going to find out. All right, if we come into here and we back test and we stay heavy and we start losing the 880s, then we're going to look for the next rotation down, which would be 750s. All right, into previous week value area low. If we lose 750s, we're going to back test 660s. Now, the further we come down here, the more of a problem for the market it is, because then we'll be looking at a multi-leg pullback with a sweep. If we build out liquidity here and lose it, right, you're looking at that quasi move to come and clean these up maybe on NFP. So we're in balance right now. That can change very, very quickly if we've had a look above and fail. If we've looked above the previous value area, trapped point of control up there, trapped everyone up there, and can't find acceptance back above there, right, that's going to be a problem for the market. It will be a problem for the market. All right, so today, between today and tomorrow, there's an 80% chance of a red day. Doesn't have to be a big red day, but an 80% chance of the red day, just based on what we did the last 2 days and the VIX. So this is what we're looking at. I'm watching this area and this area to see if we have a reaction or if we fail it and come to this reaction, and do we fail this and do this, or are we dipping and holding and dipping and trapping and holding? And I imagine a range will be built out in there. So we want to be very careful in there. So edges may very well play today unless we get a big sell-off move. If you're interested in the gamma levels, all right, I'll just move this down for you here. You can see this put wall, all right, the support line lines up really well with our node and 2 weeks ago point of control into these sort of 880s. So I'll be watching that to see if they buy dips around there or not. And then in here, we're very congested. We are in negative gamma today, or opening up in negative gamma. As opposed to yesterday positive gamma, so more sell side pressure. All right, if we move back above, move into the 5 minutes, we'll go through the ES and all the ETFs. All right, so ES, we can get some gamma on here for you guys. You're happy with that? All right, same kind of level. They're looking at the 810s. All right, if if we lose this shelf here, which we're already starting to do, these sort of 50s, all right, then an argument for a wash back down into here, and then do they rebid 810s and try and reclaim 850s? All right, that would be the tell. Do they build out liquidity, or do they reclaim 850s and go 880s? If they lose 810s, then we're coming right back down here into the 70s. All right, so same kind of story. It's really easy to see these moves on the ETFs right now. It's a bit cleaner. So if we go spiders, right, pre-market high, yesterday's high, so pre-market high and afternoon high up here. We're failing that. We're coming down into that 680. That's been the big level all week, hasn't it? Think about it. 680. Go back, 680. All right, it's a big, big level. If they hold dips at 680, they will try and return back into 85s and in range. If we start getting a bid over 85, 86, they can look for that 90s. I think that's asking a lot today after the last few days, but you never know. If we lose 680s and we backtest, stay heavy, all right, 75s comes into play. That's what I'm saying. It's very easy to see these levels right now on the ETFs. All right, so it's really simple. 85, 75, 70. All right, we hold 80, we try and go back inside overnight range. We lose 80, we probably come 75. QQQ, same exact levels as the last few days. You're about to see it. There you go, 600's the big level. So do they melt this whole thing down? Remember, we're a gamma squeeze up yesterday. We've trapped people at the highs. They're going to have to find a bid here early and reclaim. If they fail to find that bid there early, these 600s come into play. And I tell you what, we start losing that, this market's in big boy trouble again. We're just right back to where we were thinking about shorts earlier in the week to complete rotation. And we lose these levels down here, we are in waterfall moment. All right, this is where the CTAs are placed. They must save these levels. They lose these levels, I'm telling you, it's a waterfall moment. Not trying to be extra bearish or anything like that. I'm just trying to explain we've saved it and moved up. If we start seeing sell side pressure under 600, it's very dangerous for this market. Very, very dangerous. This market's still, overall sentiment, people are very scared. All right, so we bid up off the gamma squeeze. The question is, can they now hold a bid? Dixie's still holding bids, which is impressive. All right, the question here is, we're watching sort of 98.50s. All right, and if they build liquidity, can they keep going again? That's the question. They lose this, downside pressure. Let's have a quick look at the VIX. Still in this channel. All right, still in this big channel that we've been in forever and ever and ever. We are still not under 20s, folks. We are approaching 23s. We get through 23s. You can look at it. 24s, 25s. I wonder if 35s is still up there, maybe on a higher time frame. Let's just check this, if they've still got it priced in on a weekly, or have they moved it off? No. Okay, well, that's maybe a good sign for the market. Monthlies. No. All right. Well, that's a good sign. It's a positive sign. They're no longer pricing in that we might go all the way to 35s. Okay, let's go through the mag. Apple, still in the range. Nothing's changed. Zero has changed this week for Apple. Here we are. Stuck. We are absolutely stuck. All right. And until they lose 60, they lose 60s, downside pressure at 55, 50s. We can see we've got an old support system here at 55s. Breakouts will be over 65s. I doubt we get that today. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more of this today. Maybe a broadening one of these starts to develop. All right, Amazon. Great bid up yesterday, breaking out like we talked about, got over these 11. So really you're looking today, does a pullback hold? All right. Does a pullback hold this after a multi-leg? And can we find a bid through 220s? All right, if the pullback doesn't hold, we're coming right back in. That would be a look above and fail, and that would not be a good look. So you can set price alerts here for sort of 211s, 210s. You'd want it to hold that kind of area. Goog doesn't look good. I'm surprised about the amount of weakness in this, but it does not look good. Still, we've undercut this, and we're still not really able to find a bid back upside right now. So you'll be watching this 302s, 300s. They need to bid this and bid it soon. If they don't, I think we come for that undercut and sell. So not really liking Goog unless we can really start to bid up off 300s and 302s here. Meta, that looks a bit better. This is better. Breaking out of this range. So there's the chop. All right. The same story you're going to ask. Can we hold the top side of this range? Right. 60s, 58s, maybe even slightly further down, 53s, and then come for these 80s. All right. That's the question we're asking on Meta. If the answer is no, and we see a reaction after coming back inside, And it's a failed look above, and we're going to come right back down to the other side of it. All right, right back down to the other side of it. And that is a weekly balance there. How long have we been there for? Yeah, over a week now. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, over a week. Microsoft, same story across the board. Right, high or low, into the range. Can it now hold a bid around the 400s? If Softy can start holding a bid, remember this is sold off big time. Right, software has started to catch a bid. As we talked about, our swings are starting to pay. If Softy can catch a bid here and hold a bid over 400s, I'm interested in that upside swing. All right, I am already long in this. All right, we've been in long in this for a while, but we'll see. I just wonder if Softy is going to do one of these first. All right, come and be a bit nasty first. It really depends on the broader market, but software is undoubtedly catching a bid right now. But I mean, like we talked about, we have sold off quite considerably on that. It depends on the broader market right now. We sold off 30%. I wonder if we can do sort of a 40% puke, undercut this pivot from April, tariff pivot, and then go. But we're long already, and we will add into it if it starts showing sign of strength. Nvidia, still stuck in this range. Impressively saved 70s, isn't it? It's saved 70s non-stop. We can talk about it right here. This is the big level where I've got this. All right, we lose that, it's Waterfall. We're not out of the woods yet, folks. We are still stuck in the middle with you. We're right stuck in the middle here. So it needs to get over 90s for the break and squeeze to 200. Under 70s, we will collapse this whole thing and probably come back down into 40s and 50s. All right, so really kind of neutral in that. It's been a good bid the last few days to save this low. There you go, saving the low. But we're not really showing a sign of strength and filling in any of this, are we? This imbalance here. We're not really filling in any of that yet. So at the moment, the danger is this gets resold and resold soon. Tesla, that's a good move. That is the kind of thing you want to see off these lows on Tesla. That's a good move. So any dip back in now that starts to hold, you want to see a higher low after breaking out of here. All right, you want to see this supported down here. Ideally in the whole number 400, but possibly into sort of 98, and a rebid would be great. Reclaim of 410, same thing. Can it hold? If it looks above and fails, straight back down into that range. Software, like we talked about, is catching a bid. All right, so these are starting to play for us. These swings from down here, we're looking really good. So we had that original bid. We've now held a higher low. Can the whole market get going on software is the big question. It's going to be the same kind of look across the board right now. So big question mark, but we're starting to see a bit of relief and a bit of base out on software. Netflix, the big winner for us. All right, okay, so I've been long from down here on Netflix. I would like a return and a gap fill to get extra long now. But I'm going to try not to take any partials here. I'm going to try and just wait for that. Remember, I'm trying to position for a multi-year long here. I'm not really looking for a small trade. That's kind of that, folks. All right, NQH. Let's get back into the market that we're trading actively today. So good morning, everyone. Morning. Why are you asking what time did I go long? I don't even know what you're asking. Long in what? I've been long for weeks in all these software companies. We've talked about it here for weeks. If you want to know more, you need to join the Discord. It's all in the Discord. I post it in there. All right, so we're watching this level here and this level here. These are the first levels we're going to watch this morning. Are we going to hold this, or are we going to reject this and come back down? If we're going to squeeze at the open, right, I'd expect a back test of this. I think we go into a range most of today. Ideally, we wash the open and we see if we want to rebid up from here. That would be give a 100-point rebid up. If we stay heavy, we're going to collapse the whole thing. We can look for this short here. So those are the first couple moves I'm kind of aware of at the open. I'm not long in NQ. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not long in NQ. I'm completely flat. All right, market opening up here in 30 seconds, folks. So smash that like button nice and early. We didn't get to do an Apex account giveaway yesterday because you guys didn't smash that like button. We've got to get to over 1,000 likes and we'll do a giveaway. Okay, let's see. And we go here this morning. See if they want to pop it up and sell it, or if they're going to sell it quickly into the next blue box down and find a bid. All of the mag opening up red. So it looks like the pop up towards previous week point of control and previous day value area low, and maybe even VWAP right back into the range. They've saved the bottom side of the range already, so they're going to pop this and then sell it is the question I would have, to come and retest the lower side of this range. It's probably what I would imagine, a pop to sell at the moment, and then we can see from there. So let this settle down. Let's get this book sorted out a bit. And we'll get some volume on here. Mr. Volume, there we go. All right, here's the pop up towards previous day value area low, previous week value area high, and VWAP. All right, so, and then I'd imagine we'll start to see it get a bit sticky up here, and they'll come and retest probably towards the open. We'll see how much more juice they've got. So watching this to see if we lift up towards 2590s or not. Somewhere up here, and then see if they want to sell it. They might go gap fill in one go. I doubt it. I think there'd be a pop to sell and then a retest of this, and then we'll see what's what. So we come sellers starting to come in here. Buyers so far got trapped over 45. I'm going to let this settle down a little bit more. $25K psychological level, yeah, it is, but I'm more interested in the volume shelf, which we just sort of undercut and reclaimed. Where's my mouse? Undercut and reclaimed. Waiting to see if we get stuck here. So previous day value area low. If we reject value, all right, if they say, hey, we're not going into value, then we would expect a trade back down to test this level, which is we're starting to see already. All right, I would like it to come up to here and then offer some kind of failure back down, and then see if they want to bid it, and if they lose this, extra failure, and see if they bid off that. So the higher the better right now, in my mind. Let it squeeze out. If they're not going to drop it at the open, let them squeeze out as high as they can, and we'll go from there. Mag, a complete mixed bag. Remember, I'm expecting an inside day in chop today, just so that we're aware, folks. All right, Mag, an inside bag. Microsoft is green, just over 0.25% up. Amazon 0.5% up. The rest of the market are red right now. Here's the squeeze towards VWAP, and then you've got previous week value area high, and I think we will probably get stuck around here. If ES can play the catch up. If we squeeze straight through this, then we're going to go gap fill straight the way up in the opening drive. I think we are more likely to have a little push and failure coming up, but we're about to find out, folks. I'm waiting to see how we act here. There was a big buy that came in off that opening drive, 168 lot at 30s. So almost into that VWAP and previous week value area high, and then we see what's what. They're still a little bit short of it. Coming into these 90s, you know, sellers waiting up here like we talked about. There's the first reaction off that level. So we're just sat out there waiting to slam this back down. So we're looking for. So we'll see if we have one more pop up to sell into. They've still got liquidity high that they might want to clear out. I think we want to move higher. They're still adding liquidity higher. Here we come, buyers coming in here. I think it'll be like one more shove and then probably see some failures, unless they're going to go huge squeeze all the way back up for a close in one go, which they might well do. They are still adding liquidity higher, so they're trying to drag this market up right now. We're going to go right to the other side of range, are we? So it's previous week value area high now being tagged. If we get through here, we're going to go gap fill. This is impressive on day 3 to do in one go. But I'm waiting to see if we see failures up here. Big buyer came in at 70, so above him we're very, very comfortable for a squeeze up. Big buyer came in at 70s. Under him, potential wash. Yeah, Amazon catching a bid here. ES into VWAP pretty much. This is pretty wild out the gate, I would say. We knew we'd go into a range. I didn't think they'd have the juice for come for gap fill in the opening 5 minutes, but apparently they do nowadays. Apparently we can just do Crazy moves out the gate every single day with so much gamma exposure in this market. The highest put ratio we've had in 15 years in this market right now. Insane. All right, sellers coming in up here in the 90s. They might as well go for gap fill, though, at this point, honestly. I'm not really sure why they wouldn't at this point. They've done all the hard work. VWAP starting to be bid, so the next move up, like we talked about, will probably be this gap fill towards the 30s. More buyers coming in here. This is so aggressive on the tape. No, not a seller in sight. We had one seller at 88s, and then that's it. So we're going to go right to the other side of the range, which is this grey box by the looks of it. Really impressive. No pullback. It's another day where we don't push and then pull back and offer a rebid. We just go one direction. So one direction gap fill in 5 minutes. We're about to do a 150-point gap fill by the looks of it. Nice options traders. You must be having a world of fun right now. The gap fill will be into 130s. Still waiting here. Oh, can we get this up? There we go. $175 will be the neutral level. And then we will just chop and chop and chop and chop. This is like the last few days, eh? We just do a ridiculous move, and then are we going to go sideways for hours on end afterwards? Feels like it. Right, gap fill almost there. Almost efficient. Very, very close. Very, very close now. They're still adding liquidity up at 150, which would be previous day point of control. Coming short of that gap fill, we can watch VWAP now. Big buyer came in there at the hundreds. Big buyers come in at 100, so they need price above 100. Otherwise, he's going to get stuck. They're trying to sell this, but they are not doing a very good job. They're still being absorbed. I am so impressed with the buyers on this tape. Like cojones of steel, honestly, in this market to come in with the size they've come in at. ES going down. No, it's not. It's tapped above VWAP and it's going sideways. It's not. How can you say going down? It's moved like 5 points, mate, after a 20 plus point rip. Come on. Let's be realistic here. A minor pullback is not going down. Still not quite efficient. Not quite efficient yet. Waiting to see if they can fill this gap, which is what they look like they want to do. So squeeze. All this market's doing at the moment. Every day the same thing. Squeeze in New York, give it all back in Asia. Squeeze in New York, give it all back in Asia. Squeeze in New York, give it all back in Asia. That's been Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday so far. Look at this move. It's literally vertical with no pullback. It's insane. It's insane. It's the market we have right now. If they get through this, we're going 160s, and they are adding liquidity up there at 160s. Buyer caught at the high of day so far, though. I would say buyer just came in there just in front of that gap fill. Didn't get it. Came in there at 23s, and the big buyer came in at 100s. So we lose hundreds, and definitely we lose 88s. We go test 70s very, very quickly. So testing hundreds now. This is the big level, and we lose this, we're going to go 88s. Here's the 88s test, and we lose this, we're going to go 70s. They move it so fast. Here's the move to 70s. There you go. So they're testing the 70s. The last time the big buyer came in was here. So filling an imbalance here. So they're going to go from 70s to 88s now if they need to retest that seller. We haven't quite filled the gap, remember? Trying to hold 70s, and they want to test 88s. If they get through 88s, they're going to go back to 100 and test where that buyer is. So here we go from 70s to 88s. Through 88s, they test 100. Back over that, we probably go a new high of day. Here's the 88s. Here's 100. So if they get over 100, new high of day. If they sell 100, we will chop here for a little while. So chopping between 100 and 70 right now. The rotation. They're trying to bid 70s, which is current weak point of control. So they're trying to bid 70s for a move back up for gap fill and maybe to previous day point of control. If we lose 70s, we can cascade right the way back down because we're thin up. We can come straight back down if we start losing 70s. Definitely if we lose 60s, which is previous day point of control. So watching here if they start to slam this, if I'm going to get involved. Here's previous day value area low. Do we lose all of this now? Next pop starts to fail, I'm interested. I want to be very careful here because we're in a range and we're right in the middle of the range, which is not ideal how they've set this up. Starting to fail VWAP on that last push. I still think they can need to come and test 100. I want to see this buyer at 100 tested before I do anything. They're testing 88s where the seller is. I want to test where the buyer is. Because if we get over that bar, I think we're going to go new high of day. So I'm trying to let it come up to 100 here. This is where the guy's stuck. See how we're coming into him? We just tapped him. Into 100. I think they want to try and lift this. It's tight here. It's very, very tight here. I would like a trade. I wouldn't mind a trade. Wouldn't mind a trade. Testing this guy at 100. If they get through this, they're going to go for high of day. It's a big level. There they go. They're going to try and fill the gap and go high of day now. And if we get through that, they're going to look for previous day point of control, which is up here, and current week value, and maybe previous day value area high. So this is a big, big level up here, folks. The range right now, the edge of the range that we traded in, most of it is here. All right, it's failures above, but most of it is here. If they get over this, we go top side. I imagine they fail that. I can't imagine we go for an extension third day in a row. I'm not going to rule it out, but I find that somewhat hard to imagine. I think the daily will probably just sit in a range today. They probably need to consolidate after a big 2-day shove. Another failure at high of day. Amazon holding this market up. 1.55% up. Microsoft 0.86% up. The rest of the market all red. All right, so you've divergence in the mag. Amazon doing the damage. Why? Well, probably software holding up again. Hood up again. Netflix up again. There you go. It's all software. AVGO, Oracle. Everything that was sold off, all the software, they're all finding a bid, which is why NQ is going to be a little tricky to trade right now because you've got major players in the software sector finding bids and the other hardware, let's call it, like chips, not finding a bid, being weak. Broadcom, yeah, Broadcom in a good bid. Did that have news last night? Was that earnings last night? Something last night, wasn't it? Trying to remember. So back down to test this guy at 70. If we start losing this, I'm interested in the sell for the fill all the way back down to the open. Big seller coming in here at 60s. All right, I'm in. See if we can get follow through. I'm in from 70s. I'll add if we reject 60s here. Still holding 60s. Got to be careful. Test of 70s. Might cut this. Don't want to get caught in a squeeze so far. Looks okay. They might come and test 80s. Maybe I'll give it 10 points here. We've got a little imbalance here, which they need to fade. If they hold this, I need to get out. Nice rejection. I'm in short. Trimming my size a bit here. Just because I don't like how it's held. Can always add more size back in. That's better. Nice. Got to get under these 60s. Got to get under previous day value area low. And then come search for 25k. Here we go. Come on. No follow through. You're going to chop me to death. All right, I'm going to move my stop tighter. See if we Get a wash here. ES is doing it. Hard thing is going to be, like I said, it's going to be these fucking softwares catching a bid. Yes, here we go. Big seller coming in here. Don't want to see him absorbed at 50s. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So don't want to get back above 50s now, ideally, because it's where this big seller just came in now. We get above that, he might stop out. So looking for follow-through downside back towards 25,000 at this point. Right back to this 50s where this seller came in. So big sellers came in at 50s and 60s. Reclaim that, we have to be out. Testing 60s now, about to cut this. They don't slam this on these guys' head right now. I'm out in the money. Absorbed here. They've got to sell this and they've got to sell it quick. Otherwise, I'm going to cut it. Because a big seller's just come in there at 50s and he's not getting any follow through. Now or never, buddy. Now or never, buddy. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Need follow through. Not being... not playing ball here. They're absorbing this tape at 37s. Yeah, I'm out of that. I'm out of that. We're going to chop to death today. We already knew we were going to chop to death. We look like we're going to chop to death in no man's land at the moment. Software is going to make this trade really hard today, I think. Really, really hard with the divergence between the two. I'll have one more go at it if it sets up, but I'm not going to sit in pain. We're literally in no man's land, even on the gamma levels. Like if we reject and stay under 90s, they're pricing a move to 24,885. I don't see that happening in a hurry right now. There's no follow through. It's going to be the hardest thing in this market today, definitely. Like you look at Amazon, you look at Microsoft, you look at Oracle, you look at like Hood, you look at Netflix, you look at AVGO, you look at PayPal, all the software stocks, all with a bid. And they're just going to make this market chop to death because then you look at that versus hardware. Apple down, Google down, Meta down, Nvidia down, Tesla down, AMD down. All right, just massive divergence in the queues between software and hardware. And it's going to make trading very, very difficult in a range, clearly, as we're finding out already. ES right down to New York Open and finding a bid at New York Open. You don't think this is a chop? Really? Really, mate? Do I have to argue with you on this? You don't think this is a chop? Really? 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 If we're going to go upside, we're going to go 280, not 200. But this is definitely a liquidity build. I don't know if it's to go up or to go down right now. And I don't think they know either. They're trying to hold bids on the edges. Jesus Christ. I'm already having to like fucking... I don't know why I bother. I honestly don't know why I bother. Classic flag. Yes, like we talked about. On the hourly, it can be a flag if they're willing to hold the edge of a chopped range. Like... the edge of the range. If it's willing to hold the edge of a range on an hourly, yes. On an hourly, the edge of this range, if it's willing to hold it, yes, it will go 280s. But if you're just thinking we're going from here to 200s, then you are playing a chop range. Are you not? Because you're playing the low to the high of the range without an extension. If you're playing the continuation and you really think we're coming up to 280s, then you are looking for a continuation trade. But anyone who's saying, oh yeah, it's going to 200, it's not chop. That's literally, you're literally playing the chop. You're quite literally playing the chop. So I'm not going to say any more than that. If you can't understand that, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what to do and say. We're going from box to box. Good luck. Oh, look. Oh, we just came up and failed the grey box. The chop. No way. We didn't just do that, did we? Oh, no way. Fucking hell. Why do I bother with YouTube? You guys, honestly, some of you are infuriating with your absolute nonsense. This fucking drives me mad, mate. All right, they're adding liquidity at 150, 187s right now. No, not all of you are dumb, but the ones who just want to just argue and not zoom out definitely are. All right, lifting here. Gap now filled. Look at the divergence between ES and NQ. It's huge. If that doesn't worry you, I don't know what does. Huge divergence. Again, it's all due to software. It's all software. Jay Ventura, again, very kind. I think that's third or fourth day in a row. Very, very kind. Massive divergence here. And they're adding liquidity above here for the lift. I'm leaving this alone because we've just gone from zone to zone. And if we're going to do day 3 of gamma squeeze, I don't trust a day 3 gamma squeeze. I'm sorry. Oh, how do we get out of that? The fuck has just gone on there? Everything's shutting down. No, no, no. There we go. Sorry, folks. Give me a second. PC tried to shut down there. There we go. What am I missing? Still missing something. There we go. Now they're trying to bid PDC and move up to previous day point of control right now. There's no way I'm touching this. No way I'm touching this up here. I think this is, you're asking for it. You are asking for it up here, I think. Maybe they want to get to neutral ground of 175, but I think you're asking for it. I don't trust this one bit. Not one bit. I think you're just going to go in rotation, 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 non-stop. That's what I think. It's what we talked about pre-market, is what we're talking about now. So first rotation would be from box to box. If they hold this, it would be from here to here. They would need to find acceptance over this for this huge squeeze to 300s, or 280s is what I had in mind, which they couldn't do yesterday. But first of all, they've got to get over neutral ground, which they've just moved. Hilarious. Which they've just moved at the open. Yeah, there we go. 75s. Is this D-shaped profile easily changed? Well, yeah, obviously. We're 24 minutes into the session. Yeah, it is easily changed. Yeah, this is not doing anything right now. Everyone wants to, like, we're in the range that we've created, right? After a higher time frame sweep with buyers stuck up here, right? If they really want to do the H1 move, they need to do this, and this is going to be a huge zone, and you're asking them to do it without really much of a retrace. So it's building liquidity up here in the chop range. We're not outside of it yet. We're inside of it, and we remain inside of it. until the whole market can catch a bid together. At the moment, software's driving this up. The divergence to ES is notable. Look, we're over PDC. ES is at VWAP, right? After just coming off the New York lows, all right? This is software catching a bid. This is a divergent market. This is a stock pickers market right now. I don't think it's an index-driven market. And there's a reason we're up big on our swings, because they're stock picked. They're not indexes. There's no way I'd be swing positioned into the indexes right now. They're not moving as one. We've been in a, well, really a 5-month range, you could argue, especially on the SPY. Up into the grey box. Buyer at the high, 150, just got himself caught. Oh my God, what the fuck was that? Was that a dark pool print on NQ? Must be. That didn't just happen, did it? All instruments have come off. Look at this print. That can't be right. That print down there. What the fuck was that? Mental. It's the only thing I've got it on. I don't have it anywhere else, but that's a bit of a worry. Buyer caught high day there, 150. Big buyer caught high day there. They're still adding liquidity to go higher, but he's currently stuck. And ES cannot get over its VWAP. Divergence continues here. Now I have a really nasty dark pool print on Ninja, which I can't get rid of. Well, it's probably not even a dark pool. It's probably just Ninja being stupid. Feels like a rug's going to happen. I don't know, man. Like, software's bidding. You guys understand how the indexes work, right? You understand that we're currently trading at 100 stocks at once. You understand that some of these stocks, software, are bidding off the lows, all right? So we normally look at MAG, but we've got a divergent market because we went to a broadening ranged market, all right? So if you look at things like what the MAG's doing versus the broader market, the MAG is underperforming this year. The broader market is way outperforming the MAG. I think some of you guys trade without like really understanding how markets work, like what's moving it. Like if I can look and I can see Apple's down, Google's down, Meta's down, Nvidia's down, Tesla's down, but software, you know, is catching a bid and is all up considerably, I know that the broader market's catching a bid versus the MAG. So we're going to go probably into some nasty kind of moves until the MAG start catching a bid, which they're trying to do at the moment, actually. They're still adding liquidity above. One player's just removed all his liquidity into 225. So they're still going for this lift up towards previous day value area high right now. So just very much like yesterday. Straight squeeze up to the top side of this range. If they break this out, they're going to go for 280s, which will be a really, really impressive move to do in a straight 3 days, if I'm honest. And it is just gamma territory right now. That's all it is. Look at all these orders being lifted up there, being moved out of the way. So 210s on deck here. I'm not touching this. I will not touch range rotation when we're like this. Edge is paid today, clearly. Bananas. I mean, it's honestly, guys, it's options. It's the options. You can't have the biggest amount of puts in the last 15 years and us not move under it and not expect this to happen. But 3 days in a row, that's impressive. If we trade green today, I'm almost certain we're going to be red tomorrow. Because there's an 80% chance we close red today. And at the moment, we're bidding up, bidding up, bidding up. ES going for gap fill as well, by the way. So it's not quite there yet. So it's trying to catch a bid for gap fill. We go positive gamma over this for the day. That's really impressive. Really impressive. Ugh. Yeah, Mag's trying to catch up with the rest now. That's exactly right. Tesla's just gone green. Meta's just gone green. They're trying to get up to previous day value area high. If they get through that, they're going to squeeze all the way to 300s, honestly. They just look like they're just going to completely unwind all their exposure. So if all the hedges start to unwind, we're going to just keep going, which is what's happened the last few days. I'm just very surprised we're going to have a third day of it. ES about to close its gap here. I'm not looking short. I'm not looking for anything right now. I'm not looking for anything right now. Look, if you look at that opening hour drive, failed to break the lows, held right back to the upside. If they find bids over 200s, they should go to 80s. Another massive buyer coming in here, 200 lot, and still we're moving higher. They are really unwinding these positions here. This is huge, man. This is just like yesterday. It's non-stop bid. 345 lot now come through and gone straight upside. Another big buyer stepping in here, trying to force us upside to lift to 225s. 210s coming up here on the previous day value area high. It's non-stop. ES now closed its gap. It's through the gap. It might go mean reversion at this point. So we just missed previous day value area high. ES getting stuck at PDC. Now it's closed its gap. It's an efficient market. VIX has also closed the gap. Close that door for me. So back to the top side of this range. What, you told me it was going 200s? Oh, well done. Like, okay. What do you want, a fucking medal? Like, yes, we went up to 200 on a squeeze. Well done. We're still in the range, mate. We're still in a range. It is still a range. I didn't say we're not going there. I said we're still in a range. Fucking people, mate. All right, still a buyer caught at 200 on the dot. 200 lot. Caught at 200. They're still adding liquidity for looking for a lift. No, there's no sellers really stepping in here, mate. There isn't. It's still being absorbed. They would need to reject 200s, and they're adding liquidity higher. I don't know what you're seeing saying sellers stepping in. There really isn't much. Not yet. I don't know where you're seeing the sellers. The only sellers I see at 79 to 74, and we're not under their price. So I don't know why you'd say that. I don't know what people are seeing when they're saying that. It's not the case. We'd need to reject 200. This test of 200 would have to hold. At the moment, it's still being absorbed. Tape's still being absorbed here. $75 is going to be key here. Imbalance is under 75. Big buyer was still at 150s. So big buyer trapped at 200. His last big position under that was 150s. We can come all the way down to 150s if we lose 75s. Here's the 75. Watching this to see if they reload or if they let this out. Still liquidity added above. They need to reject 180s here, otherwise we go squeeze back up to 200s. So another buyer came in here at 180s. Here's the squeeze back up. There's an imbalance to 190. Through that we go 200s. Sellers are trying to start to absorb the tape, but they've added so much liquidity higher. Under 75s, this can get going for a move to 150. Still they're absorbing here. Looking to see if it's going to offer me a short back down to 150 or not. Still they're absorbing on this gamma level. So they're trying to take gamma positive right now. If they lose that, I think we go 150s. All right, small piece on here. Let's see. Do you want to play games? Can we go 150s and then I can hold under that? Previous day point of control being absorbed right now into 65s. Again, we'd need to stay heavy at 180s or I'm out. I want to see a seller walk this down now. Come under 65s to get to 50s. If they don't do that, again, I'm going to watch 80s. Nice. Under 65s. Let's see if we go 150s. How's this range playing out for you, you fucking knob? So infuriating. ES trying to absorb 24-hour VWAP here. Need to be careful if they do absorb that. I want to see this get through this imbalance, just flush down to 50s and then let go. They're almost there. They keep holding a little imbalance into 56s. I'm looking for the 50 test where that buyer came in, because if he's not there, I think we go back into inside of this day's value area. So I've already paid myself a little bit. I'll be out on a reclaim of 180s, but so far we're okay. They're trying to rebid 50s. If they let go of this bid at 50s, it would be really fun. Tape's heavy. Tape's really heavy. Waiting to see if this tape just speeds up here and flushes through 50s. Buyer's trying to come in here on the tape. Come on, let's just flush them out. Almost there. I want to see a heavy tape under 50. Here we come. Trying to absorb 50. I just want a heavy tape under 50. Just slam the door. Got to pay myself a little bit there. Buyer stepping in. Still holding for the 50 break. I'll be out at 80. They still added liquidity up at 225, so they've got a chance to hold and go here. Here we go. So glad I paid myself into that level. Buyer stepping in the tape here. Tape speeding up for the upside. Here's the 80s out here. And then just wait. If we go over 80s, we should go back to 200 very, very quickly. Nice rejection there. Okay, we'll reconsider this again. Don't like these sellers just sat up there at 225. I want them to move down and back in again now. It's exactly the same play as before. Looking for acceleration under 50. Here comes the break. Nice. Pay myself some here. Let's see how low we can go. Maybe we can get down to 100 here. I want to stay heavy versus 50 now. I want this tape to stay heavy. Nice heavy tape. Really good. PDC here. Let's get back under this. Go red on the session would be ideal. Still the tape's heavy. All red right now, flashing through the tape. So I want to stay heavy versus 150 now. So before we were heavy versus 180. Now I want to stay heavy versus around 150. Where that buyer got stuck. And I'd like a close to get under 129 to 130. That would take us red on the day. And then I'll be looking for VWAP and VPOC. Told you. Told you. Fucking hell, mate. The ego's wild. Fucking hell. All right, let's see. I want to get heavy now. Meta about to go green to red. Need to get under PDC. Under PDC, we can get a move down to 25-100, but we're holding PDC. It's a big, big level right here. Opening range high as well, your orb high. So I'll cut the rest into 150 on my runners. They need to reject this and reject it now on this shove up. I want this tape to just get heavy on this shove up. Here come the buyers. I want to see sellers step in and defend now. Give this a little wiggle. Sellers got to come in now. They need to come in now. Here they come. Out of this. Reclaimed. They can visit 180 again. If they reclaim 180, they will go 200 again. And then they'll go for new high update. I will look for the same trade because we're in a range. I don't care what anyone says. We're in a fucking range. I do not care what anyone says. Until we're out of the range, I'm looking for the same trade. Here come the buyers. Look at ES. Just a much better trader today in weakness because it's not pricing in all of software. It's a good rejection up there. I will consider this same trade because we just rejected 180. Still looking at the same trade then. Well, let's see. Bids came back in there at 39s and at 29s. So at 30s and 20s. So this would have to stay heavy versus 80s. If they get through 80s, they're going to go 200s and higher day. But there's a chance for a lower high here still if they don't want to defend this range. ES, nice rejection of VWAP. Is ES going to see follow through now? Both the ES's 24-hour and New York VWAP are flat and it's under both. It's got to move aggressively away from them. Nice. This is where that last bid came in. 40s and 25s. 40s and 25s. Tape's got to go heavy here. They've got to flush through this. They're trying. Here they come. Here come the sellers. They're really trying now. Here comes the heavy tape. Really good. All right, testing 25s. Little piece off here again. This is third attempt at the same trade. I want to see a break of this 25 and take us straight down to 100 if possible. Big support here at 25s. It's the second time they've absorbed that down there on the PDC. So no follow through under 25 yet. Back to the 50 where that buy was. Above that, we have to cut again. Would prefer the 50s to stay heavy now on this revisit. They didn't stay heavy first time. If they reclaim this, really they're clean up to 180s very quickly. Come on, you got to stay heavy for me. My core is around this position now. Under 25s, I think we go 100 very quickly. Where was that last buyer? Yeah, 100. I think we can move to 100 very quickly under here. I think we lose this. It's a big if, but if we lose this, this happens very quickly. If we keep bidding here and they get over 150, they can go 180, 200. So my core position is around here. I'm looking for this trade here, and I'm just positioned in case they let the whole thing go today, which I don't think they're going to do, but I do think we're in a range rotation. Out of this again now. Another buyer coming in here and getting caught into 150. All right, I will look at this again. He got caught 160. So I'll add back into this again if they don't bid back over that player now, because that's 100 lot up there. Caught, got absorbed, 133. So we're seeing good passive selling up here at this point. It's just no follow through under 25s. Man, that mag looks awful. It cannot make its mind up. Apple now 1.28% down. Amazon 0.85% up. Google 0.67% down. Meta 0.36% up. Microsoft 1.37% up. Nvidia 0.39% down. Tesla flat. Oracle 2.85% up. AMD's caught a bid, which is impressive. Thought they would sell that today. Hood now down. Netflix 0.60% up. AVGO 5.12% up. That's really catching a bid. The slop continues. Yeah, but the seller at 185 is not really that significant. The buyer caught there is significant at 180. But look at all the selling above on Bookmap. The problem we have right now, none of these guys want to be aggressive and walk down. So they are liable to get filled up there, which is a problem. Until they say, hey, okay, let's get filled lower, then we can keep drifting, which is what we're going to currently see by the looks of it. Because we just reclaim 150, we're going 180. Through 180, we go 200. That's where the buyer got stuck. And all these sellers just sat up here not being aggressive. Here we go. So they're still sat up here looking to get filled. So we can fill all of these guys now. Choppy day. Yeah, like we said, we're in an inside bar. Like, we're in range in an inside bar, guys. Like, we're inside yesterday's value area. We talked about this at the beginning of the day. As much as people want to argue with me, this is the condition that we're in. We're inside yesterday's value. We're inside current week's value. We're inside yesterday's daily bar. We talked about it at the opening of this morning. I expect it to be chop. We talked about it in Discord. I expect it to be chop, but everyone wants to fight and argue with me when we expect it to be chop, when we talk about how it's likely to be chop, right? I don't understand why I have to say things 100 times and people still want to fight. It's like I'm only here to try and help, but people want to fight about it. Crazy. If we get outside the top of this range, there is an argument to fill it to 280,300. Absolutely. If we can base above previous day, all right, if they want to get above here, there is an argument to come and fill all this in. And that would be from last week, right? That would be the buys that we trapped on Wednesday last week. Guess what? We're failing up here again. Big seller coming in at this low, folks. All right, if we get acceptance under this seller at 34s, we're going to really flush. I'm short again now, and I'm going to add on a pop now because this is a big move. Under 25s would be amazing here. Under 25s would be amazing here. Big seller at these lows. We move under this. This is going to get nasty. You'd want to see 50s and 80s and 60s stay heavy on a pop. So I'm already in a little piece short. We can pop 50s and stay heavy. I will add in. Really good. There's the first pop. We need a 25 break now. 25 break should take us 100. If they hold this, you've got to be very, very careful. But 25 break should take us 100. This is getting very choppy up here. Sellers coming in really big at 35s. Really big at 35s being absorbed. So here comes the move towards 50s. Now, if they sell this, I'm going to add. Nice. Can we get under 25s and go to 100? That's all we need to do. Get under 25s, go to 100, and then wash back down. Here we go. What was it? Was it a trend day today? I'm just trying to remind myself what you guys were saying. I told you so, but yeah, wants a medal. Get out of it, mate. All right, see if we can get a follow through to 100 now. All right, you would want 35s to stay heavy, ideally. Nice. Come on, let this thing go. Let's go. Hundreds coming up. Under hundreds, I'm going to look to rotate the whole thing because we're in a range, regardless of what you say. So I'm paying myself into here, and I'm going to hold runners in case we rotate the whole thing, just in case. But I've paid myself no matter what into these VWAPs. If they absorb midpoint and they want to come back up to the top side of the range, they're welcome to, but we're positioned, paying ourselves in case, just in case they want to do this move here. What's my advice for a losing day? Walk away. Very simple. Walk away and just know it's part of the game. Let's see. You got to get under these sellers who keep coming in here at 14s. Under 10s we go. Come on. They're absorbing 14s right now. Want to see this tape above me just go red, 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 red. Let's go. Here we go. All right. Someone send me a medal, please. I need it for my ego. Can someone send it? I'd really appreciate that medal for my ego. All right. Watching ES come back down towards that New York Open now. And we rejected Gamma. 90s is a big level. We get under 90s. They priced in, look, 24,885. I don't know if we go there today because that would be the extreme other side of the range. But I do think there's a chance to rotate to this grey box right now because it's range rotation. Here we go. Here's the 100 check. So you can pay yourself some here. Hold runners now for expansion lower. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. You give me a trophy. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, holding runners now. Let's see if we can go right to the lows now. Mag starting to sell. Software starting to sell with it. So we're still looking for pops to fail now. But we expect chop. All right, it's the kind of condition we're in. Nice. They got to get under these now. Might see some absorption here, take us back to 23s, maybe if they really want to lift 50s. But obviously, I'm looking for lower prices here, folks. Looking for lower prices here on these runners. Let's go. Come on, just get fucking heavy. Just let the whole thing go. ES under New York Open would be amazing. Would help sentiment. And we'd look for previous week point of control, maybe 25,015 or something, maybe even lower. Baiting around VWAP. We'll be careful here. Previous week value area high here. That's why we paid ourselves. It's current point of control, VWAP, previous week value area high. I think we can move lower. We just need to find acceptance lower now. They just got to tank it. Here we come. So value area low on the day coming up. So we can get under this shelf at 84s. We can drift into 62s. When we get under that, I think we can visit right the way down here. Oh my days! We get under this big buyer. Oh, we're under this big buyer. Right, we're into the range where sellers got caught this morning, into the 60s. If we get acceptance under those, it is night time. And I want a fucking trophy. I want everything because I told you so and I need it for my ego and all that fucking nonsense. All right, here we go. Previous day value area low. Acceptance under here. We're coming to this grey box. This is what we want now. But you should be paying yourself on the way. I get passionate, guys, but it annoys me. I've talked to my team about it. I'm here every day for free trying to help you guys. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. And when people want to fucking argue and talk shit, it winds me up. Chronic. Winds me up chronic. I'm just like, what is the point in me being here if you just want to battle? All right, so pay yourself some here. ES now underneath New York Open. If we find acceptance under here, the spider 682 is massive. Under 682, remember the gamma levels we talked about this morning. Under 682, spiders will go 680s, which is the big weekly level. All right. QQQ rejected the 0DTE line of 612. So we're now in negative gamma. If they want to let go of the 20-day and 50-day and complete a rotation, we're going to go 605s. We let go 605s and we get very heavy. We're going to go 600. We let go of 600. It's night market. All right. It's night market if we do that. Oh my days. All right. Here we go, folks. Right. Into this edge. I'm looking for this down here as next cover and we let go of this whole thing. We're going to look right down into this, and this is going to be a fucking monster. And that huge bullish obvious bull flag go up. Oh, God. It's not looking too good right now, is it? Box to box. Here we go. ES new lower day breaking out. Software starting to sell. Starting to get alignment. Here we go. So grey box for your next cover, ideally into 25,000, and then I think we can really let this thing go. All right, but you've got to be paying yourself down here. It's a huge, huge level like we talk about all the time. Massive level down here. Pay yourself some money. Here comes the waterfall. So that 80% prediction of a red day looks pretty good right now. So any pop now which fails into 60 and 70, you'd want them to sell it. All right, you don't want them to reprice this whole thing, but we've just gone box to box. This is our cover point. You want them to sell this node here. All right, if they lift this node, we're going to go right back to the middle. Ideally, they sell, they pop up towards 70 and then sell. So some people front running here, as you would expect, and we'll see if we get lower prices here. Still in this, right? I'm still in this. I'm paying myself on the way, but I'm still in it, and I'm looking for lower just in case we have a complete meltdown moment into higher time frame demand down here. VIX coming into those 23s, right? Massive level here on the VIX. Breakout of 23s, we go 25s VIX. We do that, this market's going to be in big trouble. 23s is a huge level on VIX. So I'm waiting for this to pop back up to 60s to see if it offers me an ad right now. 60s to maybe even 90s, see if it offers me an ad. Paid myself on the way down. It could catch a bid here. Yeah, it could, but we're very, very, very heavy now. All right, we're very, very, very heavy. But it could catch a bid here because this is the range. Because like we talked about, regardless of what people that you shouldn't listen to say, is we are in a range. Right, here's your range. This is on the current week. This is the chop. All right, this is the rotation. So we pay ourselves into this. If we find acceptance lower, we're coming here. If we find acceptance above, we could have come there. But guess what? We didn't. We respected the range. This is, I did a video on this. You better understand what your market conditions in, what type of market you're in before you start calling for a bull flag breakout in a range. You're asking for it. You are absolutely asking for it. Divergence is crazy. Again, it was software, but guess what? Software's now selling. Netflix now red. Hood now red. AMD now red. Oracle's holding up all right. Microsoft's gone red, right? All the software which had a bid this morning is starting to pull back. It should pull back. It's had a 3-day bid, all right? It should pull back. Here we go. More continuation lower. This is fucking amazing. Previous week close here. This is now red on the week under this level, folks. Understand what we're talking about? This would be red on the week underneath this level. Oh, yeah. All right, some sellers coming in here at 25,000. Oh, gosh. That guy in chat's gone real quiet. So weird. Really weird. Oh, gosh. Charlie Sloth. Buy now? No way buy now. No, why? Just because we're in here? Where's your momentum? You've had no shift yet of momentum. I think is it going to keep staying heavy? I'm looking for a pop to add, but there's no way I'm buying. Mate, we might just slam right the way down here. Understand what's happened. Understand what's happened here, all right? Understand what's happened here. We're going to break out. We're going really high. I've decided we're going high because we've had 2-day pump on Gamma Squeeze and I'm going to buy the high. Right? They just got fucking clapped. Okay? So the best opportunity is going to be a resell. I'm not buying that. No way. Not right now. Not with this kind of momentum. No, thank you. Not when it's trying to come down here. I'm okay, thanks. Ugh. Can I get an ad is the question. It's the only question right now. Can I get an ad? Just calm myself down here. It's so frustrated with chat, honestly. I deal with enough shit off the charts. Why do I have to deal with it on the chart? Add at 50s. I'd like, well, yeah, there's a seller at 50s. I'd like 60s. 60s and 70s are some interesting levels. 70s is where the last big buyer came in. All right, 70s is where the last big buyer came in. So if they can lift up there, it's like basically a 100-point lift, but they're still staying heavy here, folks. If we can lift up to 70s, I'll be interested in an add up there. They're still trying to stay heavy here. Damn right, it was a good short. They're still trying to stay heavy here. We just might go lower and lower and lower here. Here we go. Still just got my core position on. Big seller just came in here at 85s. We're into Globex levels now. And if we get acceptance under here, we're going to go all the way down into this, folks. All right. This is where they're trying to take us into this put wall down here right now. I would love a pop back up. So remember, we're short from right the way up here. We're up multiple 150 plus points. And if we come right down here, well, buyers are trying to step in here. They might get themselves caught. They're trying to step in here. They might be about to get themselves caught. We are just absolutely tanking and cascading here. These guys are fucked. These idiots trying to buy it down here. Here we come. Here we come. All right, so we're looking for 85s now. Oh, my God. I don't want to say I told you so, but, you know, if we let go of this, we're going to go into, yeah, 885. Remember, these are the market, the levels we talked about pre-market, didn't we? We talked about in here. It might want to catch a bid in here. If we lose this, okay, if we lose this and we build liquidity out here, this will be the next level, which will be previous week value area low, back into the low 800s. We lose 800s, we're probably going to look for previous week low and back into the 7s, right? We lose this, it's good night. Remember, this is good night market time. If they let go of this, if they've built out, just stay with me for a second. Stay with me for a second, all right? If this was yet another trap, bull trap, all right, to catch retail, and we start doing this move here, we talked about it yesterday on NFP, this is Waterfall, all right? This is CTA's wrecked, all right? This is margin call time in the market. I'm not fucking joking. I'm serious, guys. I'm trying to help you out here. We're not there yet, but if we get down there tomorrow, if we build liquidity here or down here, and then we use it to go lower, it's going to be a major problem. All right, we'll be at 25,000, 24,000, like that, straight away. Margin call, gone time. All right, go and have a look. Go and do your research of what they saved on, was it Monday or Tuesday we saved it? Monday, I think. Go and have a look at what we saved. It was Monday, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Monday. Please come back up a bit. Well, there's some buyers here at 50s. And if they get a squeeze, they're going to go 60s and 70s. But it's been like, they're getting clapped right now, folks. Like this, we're not a risk on market. It was a gamma squeeze up market. To show risk on, we'd have to break out of key levels. So now we're testing 60s and 70s where these last buyers came in. And we can see how far they want to lift this now. So the last big seller came in at 25,000. We can watch 25,000. We can watch 25,000 and 60s. All right. So we're coming back up here and we can see. If we reclaim all this, then it will look below and fail. But where we're coming into now is an interesting area. Back into 85 and 25,000. These are interesting areas if they resell it. But again, we've had a huge short here, folks. The last big seller came in at 85. Over that, we're going to go 25,000. Still in this. For me, I'm still holding it until it proves otherwise. I'm still holding it, and I will try and add on if it gives me an opportunity, just in case. But we've paid ourselves most of the money. There's the full rotation, box to box. If we reject this rotation now, right, if they can't trade back inside here, we will trade lower. If they trade back inside here, from there I'll be looking to trade lower. But I'm watching this now for an add. Anywhere here or here. All right, to complete this move. If we do this and hold, I will be out. There'll be no more shorts at that point, right? That's very kind of you, Kai, for real. Thank you very much. Where would I add? Like I just talked about, where we are now, right? In and around where we are now, up to sort of 84s, maybe 25,000. Over 25,000, I'd cut and then I'd wait for 60s. But we're like, if you're adding short here, you better have a big call position up here. You don't want to be short low day, but any add sort of this grey box, you want this grey box to rotate down. If they reclaim this and hold, I won't be adding. That would be a pop. And I'd cut, and then I'd wait to see how we act here if they want to resell this. If they wanted to do a 2-leg and then a failure, right? Like we talk about, the best pullbacks are normally 2 legs and failures. But here, we're starting to get stuck here at the New York Open, right? Which is saying, hey, New York doesn't want to go back green right now. ES continuing to drag market down. It's taken out previous day lows now. We're looking for 605. 680 is here on SPY now. Be very careful. We're here on SPY. We've got a chance to move to 605s on QQQ, which is down here. So if the market wants to play catch up, basically what I'm saying is ES is already down here. We're trying to see, do we want to play catch up here? Buyers coming in here on the NQ and getting themselves caught at 66s here. So they might get themselves caught here if they can't get back above 66s. I would love a 2-leg push back upside for me to sell into. Be my favorite move at this point. Where exactly did I enter? I had numerous goes up here at 70s and 50s, right? We kept talking about 80s, 70s, and 50s, right? 80s, 70s, and 50s. I was having numerous goes up here because it was where the liquidity was being built out. So I think I was short here, covered, short here, covered, short here, and this time added on the break. Because we were watching the tape. You'll see above me, I've added the tape onto my Bookmap at the moment, right here. I don't know if you can see that, these numbers. So when I see big flashing red, it's when I know, okay, we're getting momentum. All right, I'm out of this now, and I'll look to see if we can lift on a 2-leg. We're starting to see a 2-leg into here or here for a resell, right? If we push up and we base over here, I won't be short anymore because this will be a look below and fail, look above and fail, and we'll go back into a rotational market. But until that point, I will look for a 2-leg to sell into. They're trying to lift this a bit. Remember, SPY hit the 680s like we talked about. SPY did hit 680s. We did talk about this. We'll see if they want to come back and sell this into 25,000 or 25,050. 25,000 so far, getting sticky for them up there. Buyers coming in here, aggressive, being absorbed so far. So coming for previous week point of control for the retest. There's the squeeze. I'm watching this now. How high do they take it? Do we go up to 50s and 60s and do they resell that? And then if they resell it, do we hold the grey box? If we hold the grey box, we will cut it. If we get a re-add back in, that is. I'm flat at the moment. Maybe to this node up here possible. Maybe all the way up here is possible into 60s. Big buyer coming in there, 200 lot. He might get himself caught if he doesn't get relief real soon. 200 lot at 18s. So they got to get through to 20s basically, or he's going to get himself a little bit stuck. He's getting himself a little bit caught here, folks. Giving this a second to shake out. They're still adding liquidity up to 50s. That buyer is stuck right now at 18s, but they're adding liquidity higher. I need to see this tape go heavy, not seeing it yet. Some absorption taking place here into 25,000. Okay, to retest this buyer here. Through that, we're going to go 50s probably. Not through his level yet. Poked through, added more liquidity above. Failure there. They're trying to lift it to 50s. They're struggling though. Watching SPY into 81s maybe. Through his level now, so let's see if they go 50s. So we now know a huge buyer came in at 17s or 18s, so we can think about that mentally, right? Under that, he gets trapped. Over that, he can hold. So we're going to test him now to see if he's willing to hold this. He's trying to hold the bid here. So bid stepping in now. Now they're going to try and lift 50s. And if they get through 50s, we go VWAP, right? Or point of control. And then we can hold, if they're going to hold the dips back in here, it'd be back into range rotation. They're almost at those 50s. Where's that big seller? 60s was the big seller last time. 59s, is it? 60s on the dot. Okay, 60s and 50s was the big seller. So let's see if they lift these guys up here. Maybe New York Open test on ES possible. 682 as well on SPY. Here comes the squeeze. Back into 50s and 60s. And where are they going to sell it? Is it literally going to be VWAP on the dot? It could be. It could also be a complete reversal. Straight down could be straight back up if they're going to be really nasty. So we're going to watch this level here at 90s. Yeah, 90s. It's a big squeeze. So this is the level here that I'd be watching if they fail. If they squeeze through this, they're going to go 90s. So you can see just options players having a time of their lives right now. Sellers trying to come in here. Tape's going heavy, but not going anywhere. Back to these 60s. If they absorb this, they're going to go 90s, and then probably in a hurry. And if they fail this, we're going to go back down and test the 20s, and then 25,000. Are they going to go under 50s and 60s? Do they have follow through? Here they come. Interested in this at this point. Still absorbing 50s. Still absorbing 50s. Once this lets go, it'd be fun. It's just whether they need to go 90s first. They've added at 80s and 90s, so they're trying to lift up there. Last buy was caught at 70s. Sellers last came in at 87. Why is that so bright? Close this. Can't see the screen. So this is the area I'm interested in. I'm interested in a reshort here if I see enough buying get caught. No, not selling yet. It's a level I'm interested in. I'm not selling yet. It's just a level right now. Okay, we're watching ES getting stuck into New York VWAP, but this can still lift to 90s. The tape's still very aggressive. We're squeezing off those lows right now. We need to see sellers step in, and we need to see buyers get caught. 70 is definitely a big level where buyers keep getting caught. But I just wonder if they need to lift this up to this 90 level up here at the moment. Absorbing 50s. All right, I've got a feeler on short here, just from what I last saw. So just a feeler on at 55 for that micro shelf break. And I'll cut it straight away if we start absorbing like this and go back through 70s. I'll give it to 70s. So we're going to go 90s by the looks of it. There we go, out here. Just a feeler. So it was a tiny, tiny order for that reason. I'll look at the same level. So I'm watching 55s and 50s. I'm going to watch this same level because it's just whipped me out. So we're doing 50 to 70s rotation. So now I have to stick this back on here again. Okay, back on again here. Small size again. Tiny size because we're not confirming anything yet. It's just positioning in case we fail for me. Playing with house money as well, obviously. We'd had 200 plus point trade here. And we're going to cover some into this node here, 25s, when we get here we go. Yes! All right. So covering some into here, into 25, and now we'll wait and see. All right, so this is looking real good now here, folks. So covering some into 25s. Let's see if we can find acceptance lower and make a new low of day. Would be really good. Would be fantastic. If they hold 25s and they start to rebid, we will get out of it. So trying to hold 25s. As long as we stay heavy now versus 60s, we're okay. If otherwise, we'll take it off. Bidding 25s. There's a seller at 50, so that's going to be a big level now. I want to defend 50s, follow through under 25s, and then we will look for that move to 70s below. So it's a 100-point move here if we reject 50s, basically. Big if. If they reclaim 50s, then we probably go 90s. So it'd be the first high low. So the choices for the market are this and this, or reclaim and squeeze here and then maybe fail. But we're positioned short here. We're waiting to see if we can get under 25s, and definitely if we get under 25,000, I think we can attack this. but we've paid ourselves into the top of this grey box because we know now that if they want to hold this, they can. So we're positioned for it, and if they don't let it go, that's okay. We've paid ourselves. '50s reclaims. They might go 90s here. Big buyer coming in here. Woo! 200 lot buyer there. Okay, so I'm going to note him now as well. 200 lot buyer at 50 just come in. Looks like SPY is trying to get up to that neutral zone of 682 right now. QQQ is miles away from it. Miles away from it. Now the question is, again, do they come up for this? And this is the first high low, so if they do a measured move, they'd be up here. All right, so we need to be careful. If they go complete rotation, look below and fail, look above, fail, and then we can just do this all day if they're going to do that. Wait and see if there's follow through here. If there's no follow through and no new low down here, all right, then we're out. All right, if they're going to hold this, we just take the whole thing off, which is looking more and more like they're trying to get up to 90s at the moment. Aggressive tape coming in. VIX failing at 23s. All right, what happens here is going to be telling. Back under 25s and 20s is go time to the lows, I would say. So buyers are going to need to defend those, 20s. Or is that last buyer? 17s. It's a good absorption there from buyers on that last dip. So buyers have to absorb 17s for relief back up to 90 right now. That's their level. That's their line in the sand right now for the buyers. It's basically 17s. Under that is go time. Where are you, sellers? No heavy tape here. Not, like tape's barely moving. Barely moving. All right, out completely. And I'll wait for 90s now. And I also have to understand this can be a measured move all the way back to here now if they hold. Right, the measured move probably. I will re-attack this if we start to break down. But at the moment, I have to be understanding and cognizant of we're in a range. We are not breaking down. They've gone below that range. They've reabsorbed that range. They're going to the midpoint of the range. And edge in the market is diminishing drastically right now if we can't see follow through. MAG is all red other than Microsoft. Chip software's starting to sell off a bit more other than AVGO. But like, some of these other names are starting to go red. But I just think Gamma is going to do Gamma things right now. Gamma's going to do Gamma things. So back to this VWAP here, towards the 90s like we talked about. ES might need to do the catch-up trade to it. So this is the VWAP, and node above is 90, and then it just depends if they're willing to resell that midpoint or not. Otherwise, we're going to go right back to the value area high. And no, I'm not joking. If they base over 90s, we will go right back to value area high. Straight down, we will go straight back up. So they've held a higher low now. They either sell this or we're right back here very, very quickly. Thanks, Callum. So they're selling 90s. Again, they've got to get under 50s and under 25s for follow through. Passed my first Apex 100k account. Sent you a super chat Friday, but you were arguing with knuckleheads. Thanks for everything you do. You're welcome, mate. Thank you. Passed my first 50k Apex. Thanks for your guidance. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, here we go. I'm going to watch this same trade here. If they're going to let go of this, I'm going to watch the same trade in case we're going to have a follow through day. But we need to be respectful of 50s and 25s. Sellers are getting caught there at 35s again. We need to see follow through under 25s. Really. Under 17s is the big level I'm watching. All right, but we just did just have a big buyer coming in here. But I'm watching this guy here at 17s. We need follow through under him. If we get follow through under 17s, it means this 200 lot and this 200 lot start to get stuck, and we can aggressively bid down to sell down, auction down to 66s and maybe below. That's the pain point for me. I would say they've got to get under the 17s, and then we get a new leg lower into here. So if we're going to get under here, this is possible, and then from here maybe down into here if we got very lucky. At the moment they keep bidding around here. They're holding the edge of the range very well right now. Amazon trying to find a bid. SPY rejected that New York Open, but didn't quite get to VWAP yet. Worth noting. Sorry, ES, said SPY. ES. I'm really impressed with this ability for this market to hold on this week. It's been really impressive. I just have a sneaky suspicion that one of these days we're going to wake up and there's going to be a giant gap. Because we've now ranged for, this is week 4 down here. Week number 4 down here. So back to previous week value area high. And again, if they get acceptance through this, they will close the gap. They will come right back up here to 130s. ES is almost at to VWAP, so you just wonder, is ES trying to get to VWAP before they do the sell, or are they going to go complete squeeze right back the other way? Box to box. They might go box to box again. No continuation in this market. There hasn't been continuation in this market for a long time now. And everyone might go, oh, we've had a trend up day. Yes, on an intraday. But if you zoom out and look at the daily, we've not done anything in this market since, well, the start of this month for sure. And broader, speaking than that, I mean, from 12th of Feb, we've not moved. Really, we've not moved from, well, maybe even 5th of Feb. We've not moved. We have not moved for a month because it's the 5th of March. We have not moved for a month. You don't like my chart colors. It made you utterly mad. Oh, I'm really sorry. I better change everything because you don't like something. I don't like your name, DJ Rocketman. That's the worst DJ name I've heard in my life. It made me mad. And I can say that because I'm an actual DJ. All right, into the 90s. Back to the 70s. This thing's just churning and burning right now. Churn and burn, churn and burn, churn and burn. That's all they're going to do with this, by the looks of it, for the whole day. We did talk about this. Very possible we churn and burn all day long. Yeah, still not to VWAP. It still hasn't got up to that VWAP for that retest. It might just be that we have that one trade today and then that's it. It looks like that's going to be it at the moment, folks. Because if we're gonna go into a dance between these areas, Alex is not going to touch it. All right, we've had one failure. If we're going to hold this and go back up to there, we're going to get a tightening and coiling of range, and that is a no trade day. That is everything you want to leave alone if they're going to do that. So we'll play for a continuation. I won't play the edges, and I won't play the middle. Just past the 50k eval with TPT in that last waterfall. Thank you for all you do. Can't believe this is free. I paid for deep charts and Fabio, blood, sweat, and scalps, and I'm here with you instead. Cheers from a fellow Lebanese. Oh, Shokran Habibi. All right, back up we go then. ES now finally tapped its VWAP. SPY has not tapped its VWAP. SPY is into positive gamma range here. Wild. Divergence at play. And we're testing the 100s, and we might go all the way back up. We might do a full recovery back into this. All right, so we might go full recovery back into this. And if they rebid over that, there's a chance that they take out the highs. But I'm becoming less and less interested in this market. It's doing exactly what we thought it would do, which is absolutely nothing. All right, luckily we got at least one edge. All right, we can see we've been pinned in here. Talked about this many, many times. We're pinned in here. right? And every time we get in here, we seem to be pinned, right? All you have to do is zoom out and you will see that the market in these areas does not like it. It does not like these areas here and here and here. So stuck at the 90s. ES now rejecting VWAP. Finally, ES tagged a VWAP. Okay, first rejection of VWAP from ES. I will watch these same levels. I'll watch these same levels. They're still adding liquidity higher. There's no, I'd say there's no aggressive participant really in this market today. There's been some big orders, but in terms of aggressions, like we're not seeing limits move down and chase the market lower. The issue with me is I'm on a lower time frame and I need to go to a 60-minute chart and bought the low. Now look at the 5-minute chart. Mate, thanks for educating. I never look at the higher time frame. I've never done that before. How can I tell that you've come in this chat for the first time talking absolute waffle and have never been here and watched me? I better go and do what you said, DJ Rocket cunt. Come on. Fucking hell, mate. I've never looked at a higher time frame in my life. It's not like we analyze the higher time frame all the time. Get out of it. Fucking another moron. Incredible. Jeez Louise, man. Don't know why I have to deal with this stuff. Why would you come into chat for the first time and think that you know everything? Okay, back to 50s again. Starting to see follow through potentially developing here, but we'll have to see. The buyers last caught at 70s, 99s, and 89s. We are in the midpoint of the range right here. That's all we're in. I'll move this a little bit on NinjaTrader. Here, 23s. Yeah, I miss the days when we don't have idiots coming in here. I can't imagine the ego on it. Oh, the reason you don't know what you're doing is because you never look at Nowly. You've literally been here 5 minutes, clearly. I already know from that comment you've not spent more than a minute in here. All right, ES rejecting VWAP back under the New York low. There's a chance that we roll over here. We're diddling in the middle. This is point of control and VWAP. All right, this is the average area of all participants right now in the market. This is a no trade zone right now. But if we see follow through downside, all right, you'd need to see this move here and you'd be covering into here and then holding for the lows. If they keep basing here, they're going to come back up and attack this. Like we talked about for DJ Sammy, who knows absolutely nothing, like we talk about on stream, we are in a range. We're in an hourly range that we've talked about all morning long. No way. No way, Jose. No way. We didn't analyze that all day long, did we? DJ Sammy. Was it DJ? Did I give the wrong name? Is it not DJ Sammy? My bad. Who is it? Where's his name? DJ Rocket. DJ Rocket. My bad. DJ Rocket. DJ Rocket. DJ Rocket Man. My bad. It's not DJ Sammy. Sounds like Elton John. All right, we're going absolutely nowhere right now. Absolutely nowhere. Just stuck here. Oh my God. Rocket Man comes into chat and talks such shit. Oh my days. All right. What are we doing here? Can we move out of the midpoint, please? We're right at point of control for the week. We're right at point of control for the day. They're all both placed at the same point. This is an absolute no trade zone. They had the chance for follow through. They couldn't get it. Buyers are now stepped in, trying to prop this market up. And we're in no man's zone right here. If we reject 90s, there's a chance of downside. But, you know, we'd need to turn these guys into pain points. And we're not seeing that right now. All right, we're not seeing that right now. We're just right back in the middle. Am I holding any positions? No. No, guys, no. We were short from here for this move, all right? I looked at an ad somewhere here and took it off, and then nothing. If we get backside under here, we'll look for the continuation. We'll cover some into this and look for the continuation in there. We're going to have to get backside under it, though. All right, we don't want to play in this zone. Let them build out the liquidity because they can come up and they can come down. Let them make up their mind what they're doing because here's your value area, all right, on the day. Here's previous day's value area. We're trading inside it right now. Right, back to POC. So really we want to see if we see failures here and acceptance lower. If we get to 100k subs and up, we're going to have to change the chat and have it so members only or something, so we don't have people come in here for 1 second and start talking nonsense. Nice Edge Coast. Thank you, mate. All right, back to point control. Let's see if we start losing bids under 50. All right, if we lose bids under 50 and 40s, I'm interested in the failures. So it's 50 test here. And the reason this is because at 10.46, we had a 200 lot come flying in buy side at 50. So that's why I want to watch 50 to see if they're going to reabsorb this or not. If the answer is no, then I think we can retest that last big buyer under 50, which is at 17. So right, here's the retest of 50. Is he willing to step up here? $50 again being tested. See, they keep trying to hold 50s. We know that's the big buyer. That's his pain point. And his other level is 70. So 50 to 70 rotation. They got stuck at 70s. I wonder if they're going to let this drop soon. Still no entry, but they're testing these two big players, 50 and 70. So this is their big size where they came in. 50, 70, 50, 70, 50, 70. Over 70s, their test 90s pretty quick. And then if they break 90s, they'll be looking, 100 is that next big buyer. And then maybe value area high all the way up to 150. But if we keep getting stuck at 70 and we sell under 50, there's probably a flush. There's the stuck at 70. So 20-point rotation here between these two players. I will be interested under 50 for the short. I want to make that clear. Watching this now. Tape coming heavy. All right, putting a little piece on here. Small size because we haven't really collapsed. But it's going to, if it stay heavy at 50, I'm in. They reclaim, I'll just cut straight away. Maybe I'll risk. Do I risk 70? Do I give it 20 points? Could risk, give it 20 points, I guess. Play this little shelf here. Here we go. All right, nice. Let's see if we get acceptance under 17s and then we go low of day. So short here. Looking for a move to 17s and then low of day if they want to accept under 17s. So you can cover some into 17s if you want. Come on, let's see follow through. Here, get me to the teens. Get me to the teens, and then let's see if you want to go low of day. So grey box here, so you can pay yourself into this node here if you want. I'm going to look for under 17s for the runners and to see if we can go low of day. Really nice here. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Right, don't want to reclaim a 50s. Remember, that's where we entered in. Want it to stay heavy versus 50s now. Retest of 50s here. Don't want to reclaim this because that would be a box hold, and a reclaim of this area will be a problem. Might give this a little bit of wiggle room up to sort of 65 and 70. So I'm short here. Paid myself a little piece into this. I want this to reject now and come and get under 17s, because then this buy gets liquidated and we get a run of stops. All right, so I'm going to risk up to sort of 65, 70 here on this short. So short from the 50 break, risking up to 65 and 70s, looking for a continuation lower if we can get under 17s. Come on, here we come. Let's get under 17s and then just fucking tank it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. They know they've got to hold it. They know that's their line in the sand. Just let it go. Stop trying to revisit. Need a wash of 17s here. Tempted to move my stop in now because they're taking a little too long. We need to get a move on with this. Value area low on the session. That's key. Can we expand that level? It's where the big buyer came in. There was a 194 lot buyer at 17s. That's why I want us to move under 17s, because then he will start becoming a seller. Here we come. Come on. Get under 17s. I know it's a very specific area, folks. It's for a reason. Get under 17s. 10 more points will do it. 10 more points will do it, and then we might get a cascade. Really don't want to take any off here. I'm trying to hold this. Come on. Come on. Oh. Come on, Mr. 35. Walk down. There you go. You guys there? Man, power went. Power went, power went. Don't know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, God. All right, trying to get everything open. Power went. Trade's working out, though. Look, you're under 17s. I'm going to have a big winner here. Let's if we can get in, cover it quick enough. All right, still in this. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, still in it. Still in it. Here we go. Is the acceleration. Is the acceleration. Trying to get Bookmap open for you guys. All right, so you can move your stops down now towards like the IB. Buyers came in there at 66s, got caught again. All right, I think we're going to see new lows here potentially. What a trade. What a trade. All right, so ideally 66s stay heavy. Maybe IB, you can risk up to 85s if you want. I'm trying to get myself up and ready here, folks. Give me a second. Oh, where's everything gone? Bookmap. Where's my tape? Where's my tape? Oh my God, where's my tape? Why didn't it save it? There we go. Give me a second, folks. Sorry, guys. So if you want to pay yourself a bit into low of day, you can. Speed that up a bit. There we go. Reload all of this. Hopefully you guys can hear me. You look good. Still looking really good. Sorry guys, I had a power surge here. Everything went out. Everything went out. All right, so nice rejection of the midpoint. I've got to clean this up. Why is this? I've got lost all my levels now, haven't I? Give me a second, guys. I'm going to have to do all of this again because it didn't save it clearly. Make sure there's no extended. Big surge here back to 25.20. I'm out of this now, folks. Covered that trade. Moved my stop nice and tight there. Great trade, though. Killer trade. And we can look for another ad. All right, in this next push up, we can look for another ad. Let's get some volume on here as well. I think this will continue lower at this point. Just trying to get myself resettled and configured here. I think we can look for another ad. Where did that last buy came in? 18s. So 18s, we'll look for another ad. So I'll be looking for this to complete this auction lower at this point. I'm going to look for this to complete this auction lower at this point. So we'll see 18s, and if not, they lift to 50s. We can look there, but we'll have a little look here. See if we can get an auction lower. What am I missing here? Is my GEX not on? Let's get that back on. Looks good. This is what we're targeting, folks, and you can see this is now blue. You look good for follow through here. You look good for follow through. I have to reset everything so I can see you. Big sellers coming in here. You just want this to slam back under that buyer who came in at 66s, right? It's got to get under that buyer at 66s. Oh, all my levels are gone on all my charts. Trading view is so annoying. 680 here, SPY. We know it's a massive level. Under 680, you get downside follow through on this market on SPY. We're looking for 605s on QQQs. Anyone trading QQQs? Starting to find a bid over 23s on the VIX now. Right, over 23s, we're looking for that push towards 25. This looks great for follow through at this point. We just want to see it come under 66s where that last buyer came in, and then we look really good. Really nice. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. So under 66s, we will see follow through, I think. And we're going to try and get down into here. I can't see you guys. This won't reload for me, the chat. It's obviously broken it. You got no sound? You should have everything now. Can you guys hear me? No volume, you guys are saying? Oh. Has this gone dead? No, you should be able to hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, it's just one guy. All right, we look good. We're targeting downside here. We're looking for follow through. So I've added back in on this. So I cut that first one, added back in on this. Looking for follow through here now. We look good. I think we will get a new low of day here, folks, because that buyer from earlier, I'm looking to use this buyer's pain from earlier, right? If we get this buyer's pain from earlier and we target 50s, and then I think we can really start letting go. So this buyer's starting to be out of position here. If we can just get a drive lower than this, right? So we should have been short on that last pop-up versus here. And we're looking to get under 66s. That's why I keep calling 66s. This is the buyer's position. and then under 50s, and then we just go cascade waterfall. All right, so as long as you paid yourself some, and we can look for that expansion. If we look at the initial balance, we can think about a measured move, and it's probably going to come right into the area we're looking to trade. Yeah, perfect. The measured move would be perfect. Oh my God. If we get this today, it'd be amazing. Well, so much for bulls, eh? What happened? What happened, bulls? What happened, flag at high of day because we're going to the new highs? What happened? See this tape get heavy under 40s now, but bids coming in at 40s. I think we snap that. It's go time. So it's 213 lot at 40s, 100 lot at 10s. Would like to fill both of those and then just wham. There we go. Here's the move to 50s. Let's go and fill these imbalanced 40s. Ideally, new low of day coming here. Ideally. So a bit of front running this guy at 40s. He's a 200 lot. He's not small. All right, they're going to revisit 80s here. I might cut this at 80s, and then I'll look for a re-add if we go back through. It's not 80s, it's 85. That initial balance. We need a break lower here. You don't want to see a failed break lower. We need to see a break lower. Here we come. Much better. Can we break lower here? Getting crowded down here at these lows. We need to see a break lower, and it's got to come soon at 55s. That's 680 massive on SPY. We're under it now. Come on, let's complete this move. Let's do it. Let's complete this move. We don't need to go up any higher. Here we go. Come on, baby. We want to stay heavy here because that's a look right into that level. We need to get heavy under 40s, remember? We want to get under these, yeah, 49s. We want to stay heavy under those. Otherwise, they're going to revisit 85s again. So 66s is where that last buyer came in. You really want to stay heavy versus 66s here. Otherwise, there's another 20-point little squeeze up. They are trying to absorb it down here, but I think we are about to move lower and much lower. It just depends if they feel like they need to do one more squeeze. But remember, we're trying to get all the way down into here right now. Don't want to get stuck at these lows, though. Just want to accelerate lower at this point. We're underneath all the put walls and stuff right now. We're underneath everything. Just whether they sort of soak it underneath it, you know? Don't want it over 66s. Over 66s, it's going to go 86 really quick. So we want 66s to sell. Otherwise, those buyers get back in position. Nice rejection of 66s. Now we need follow through because we've just rejected 66s. We must see follow through downside in this candle for me. Dithering too much here for me. Over 66s I cut. There we go. I'm out of this. I'll let it squeeze up one more time and then see if it offers a resell. Don't want to, if they're going to hold, if they're going to protect these lows, want to be careful. I still think there's lower prices coming, but it just depends what they're going to, if they need to fanny around a bit more. Come up to 680 and then resell it on SPY maybe. But another killer trade, right? Another killer trade. You should have been short from around here. It's another 120 points, folks. I still think we're going to move lower, but it's just how much faffing they want to do. They're going to go and reclaim, test previous weak point of control again, all that nonsense. If they lift it up here, they're going to get a nasty squeeze and then try and sell it again and go into the chop again and same stuff as the last few days. It's just exhausting with the lack of follow through at key levels. But it's just gamma, and it just depends what they want to do. Like, are they saving it for tomorrow? Like, what are we doing here? It is an hourly level that they're trying to hold, but really they should be drifting down to here at this point and then bidding off that if they're going to complete the rotation. It's what you would expect. When I say really, it's because that's what my expectation would be. Oh, my levels on Ninja have moved again, haven't they? Fantastic. Change everything. Fucking hell, man. I've lost literally everything on here again. Give me a second. It's going to take a minute for me to do all this. Okay, coming back towards that guy at 20s. Back inside value now. You don't want to see this hold back inside value. You do not want to see this hold back inside value. You want this to reject to 20s and come and make a new low. Otherwise, you need to be done with it. I'm already done with it. I'll just look for a re-entry here if possible. Oh, it's lost all my settings on here now as well. That's better. That's better. Okay, looking to see if we break down and make a new low here. I still think we want to take out 940 and below because they're bid down there. They're still holding this tape up. Watching initial balance. If they reject 85, I'll think about taking a short here. Can we save this? So I don't have to do this again. Thanks, Bookmap. All right, watching 85s. Nice rejection there. All right, I'll put a little piece on here just in case. Back to value area low. You're going to make me take off some money here, aren't you? You're going to retest 25,000 and then 25.20 again. Still holding this. I'm tiny size on this. Just trying to time this right if they're going to let it go. It's a big if. It is a big if. Do not want to break above 25,011 because that when we get 50s real quick. This looks good. Nice rejection of initial balance. We've got to see follow through here, man. Get under that. What is it? Globex. Come on. What are you holding on for? You keep saying the same thing. I look like Dimitri from Vegas. Cool story. Why are you saying it like 10 times? Watching Spy 680. Reclaim this, then they go squeeze. All right. Out of this now, and I'll watch again at 17s. Same level as before. And if they squeeze through 17s, we're going to go 50s, and then I'm going to leave this alone. Because if we're not going to find acceptance underneath this, which is what I want, then we're going to go back in this, which is not what I want. They're fucking offering at 40s. These guys got no balls to go follow through today. All right, ES rejecting or coming up to that 680. It's the big level on ES. If they keep rejecting that, I still think we can move lower. I'll just look to see if there's another entry now. 85 is now being absorbed. This is starting to look not as good for the move lower at this point. There's no follow through from sellers. It's like they want to lift this higher. They should be attacking this at this point. In my mind, I would like to see them attack this for the move lower. Maybe into 22s they need to lift. I don't know. I want to have a short on here for this move here because I think there's, what is this, like a 120 point move? I think there's a position here to be had. It's just timing it. I agree. It's going to fall. It's just timing it. It's just timing it when they're done with it. Same as earlier. Same as twice earlier today. We've nailed all these trades today. It's just like, when are they done with it? You know, so far they're protecting this low. The auction at the low was okay. It was okay. It was selling at the lows, but I still think that buyer can get out of position here. But again, the mag is starting to churn again. So since my computer shut down and we had a power cut, or power surge as you call it here, Tesla's now green, Nvidia's now green, Microsoft's now green, Amazon's holding on. I want to be careful with that. I want all those to go green to red. I want to see follow through underneath previous day lows here on the spiders. We're nowhere near it on the Qs, because so we've got relative strength on the Qs, which we need to be aware of today, right? Need to be aware of. If we're trying to short the relative strength stock, we might get stuck. Very sensitive area here. They might squeeze this back up to 20s. They're adding liquidity higher. I know it wants to go down. It's just how much more of a pop do they want to get first before? Do I put something on here? Right, back in this now, short side. And we just failed back under the IB. All right, here we go. This is looking better now. Let's see if we can start accelerating. We got to get underneath this shelf at 70s. That's better. All right, now let's go and break the lows. Right, let's come down into here now. Don't want to see absorption here again. Fuck off, Mr. Buyer. Let's go and fill the guy at 40s. He's got 200 lot of 40s. Let's at least get down to there, and then let's snap him and move lower. Don't know what this struggle is at 70s. Go away. Come on. Follow through, please. Please follow through just for once. Please. Please. Come on. Mr. 75, come down and join the party. Come and walk down. Stop fucking offering up there. Come and walk down. Nice. Come on. Come on. You get me upset here. Come on. I don't want to get stuck up here. Or down here, I should say. I don't want a revisit of 85s. I just want this to just waterfall now. Just get out the fucking way down here, please. The buyers at 66 need to go away. They were there from 11.22, but they were more there from 11.12 this morning. We need them out of position. The buyers from 11, what did I just say? 11.12 this morning. So we're going to come back and visit 85s. Hopefully we resell it if we do. Need pots to be sold into here. Be careful. Don't want to get caught in a squeeze if they're going to hold this. We're still under the 680. We should be selling this, really. Shouldn't be this much of a struggle here. Coming back to the 85s. They got sell versus 85s or I'll cut again. I don't want to get caught in a squeeze if they're not going to let it go. I still think we should move lower, but I'm just telling you, I'm not going to fight the tape. If they don't want to let it go, they don't want to let it go. Still looks good so far. Here's the 85 check. If they go through 85s, we go 25,000. I will be out through 85s. Here's the 85 check. 680 check here on SPY. If they reclaim this completely out, and I'll be done for the day. Out, done, finished. Not fucking around down here. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. I'm not going to give back. That's just being silly at this point. They should have completed the rotation, and they're not. So we have to pay attention to that. That 680 level on SPY, they're starting to reclaim it. That's the put wall. So if they go through that, they're going to go 81s, 82s back to mean. So I'm not going to sit through that. Trying to just be honest with you, tell you where I'm trading, when I'm trading, and why. But yeah, we caught some nice trades. Here we go. So the squeeze is on here, and they're going to go and test these 18s again. And if they get through that, they've got to lift all the way up to 50s potentially. Again, I'll fuck playing along here, but it's possible. They come right back up to this reversion. I'd watch 22s and I'd watch 51s. I'm somewhat surprised that they couldn't build enough liquidity to finish this job off. Yeah, so SPY through 680 is going to check 681s now on SPY. I'm very, very surprised. And I really think we will come back down here today, but I probably will not be here for it. There's 30 minutes left. All right, I really think they're building this out to come back down here, but they should have done it on that last move. They had plenty of opportunity to break value there, and they weren't able to do it. I still think this is the target. It's just how many more games do they want to play to do it? I don't know. And we're playing, again, in the stock that's relative strength, right? Like we talked about. You know, NQ's only down 0.46% today. ES is down 0.75. Right, so the easiest short technically is on ES. To be aware of it. Had some great trades today? Yeah, we did. We had some awesome trades today. And the thing with this market is if you don't take your stop, it lifts very quick. Look at this. Right, this is a very quick lift. They're very, very aggressive because you've got to understand we are risk off in this market, but they are all hedged on puts for it. So when we don't get the breakdowns up and fast and really fucking fast, all right, really quick. So you don't want to like sit in the market too long. If it doesn't want to do the move, it doesn't do the move. Like you cannot force your opinion on a market. It doesn't care what your opinion is. Okay, while this does what it wants, I'm going to use the bathroom for the first time today, and then we'll come back and see if we can get something. Oh, they're trying it. All right, watching. Oh, do I have one more go? Do they come for the 20s? They did. Oh, it's tempting to have one more go here. It's really tempting. That was the move to the 20s we talked about. All right, that was the move to these stuck buys here. Right, the big orders here, and we just rejected it. So it's tempting, but kind of out of bullets at this point, even though I think it's going to move lower. There's a big trade setting up here. There is a big trade setting up here. ES rejecting initial balance. I'll watch SPY 680. If we get under 680 SPY, maybe we go attacking it again. I think there's a massive trade coming here. We caught more buys there into the 17s again. Just be patient. See if what it wants to do. I've absolutely nailed today, so I'm not trying to piss about too much at this point. That big trade, that paid, right? This was a monster. It took a couple of attempts up here, but this was the monster. All right, down into this. There's your 177er, and then this one here. That break of this node down into the lows. All right, so you've had almost 300 points with me today, and I think there's a chance to get one more, folks. I think there's something like this setting up. It's just whether they want to do it today. I don't know if they're going to do it from here or up here, but I think this is coming. All right, and under that, I'm not going to rule that out. I'm not. If we lose range, right, the TP1 is into this. It's an H1 target, But this here, all right, I'm not going to rule out. It's value area low on the week, all right, just because I think a retest of here is needed. All right, if we think about the drive that we've had this week from the lows, that's basically a 50% retest. I think we need to retest that. I think it's going to come. All right, and then it's just a decision of the buyers want to step in here and reclaim and go, or are we going to do a quasi like we talked about and let go this whole thing? We'll make a decision today, tomorrow, I'm sure. Today, tomorrow, I'm sure. This is just what I'm looking for. I'm not in anything. We can move this over here, but that's what I think can potentially set it up. Alex, what would be the best thing to do to stop overtrading? It's just rules, man. You're going to need some rules. And if you struggle, you want to put in a system which stops you. So, like, I don't know what there is out there. I think there's some, like, Guardian software, isn't there? So, like, you can limit, like, 3 to 5 trades a day, or, like, a max loss limit each day, or something like that, right? Something like that. You're long. I mean, there's a long from here, right? There's a long from here, failed breakdown. That's a long. I just think the bigger move, all right? I think the bigger move is going to be this. It just depends whether they're going to do it today or not. If they're not going to do it today, we can rotate here. I don't mind the long from there. If you're a rotational trader and you're trying to trade that long, you know me, I'm trying to trade the continuation, the continuation, the continuation. I'm always talk about that. I'm not in anything right now, so do what you got to do. What's the deal with Lucid, guys? How much of a payout can I take out in one go on a 50k account on a flex? What percentage? Can you take 50% out? What's the deal? Do you guys know? $2k. Oh, nice. I'm going to take that out tonight. 50%. Nice. I'm up about 5 grand. I'm going to take that out tonight. Yeah, I'm up 5k on it. And this is day 5 on it as well. I didn't gift the members. Someone in chat gifted the members. That's like third or fourth day in a row. J something. I can't remember the name. I'm really sorry. Feel awful. I can't remember names. Worst names. I do trade cash accounts, but not for futures. For swing trades, I trade cash. So we're currently long and strong on the swing accounts, right? We are... Where's my portfolio? Everything's green for me, other than UUUU and USAR, which are basically hedges. No, that's all right. Microsoft's green, Amazon's green, iBit's green, Meta's green, Hood's green, AMD's green, Oracle's green, Netflix green, Apple's green. Nice and big green. Those are my swing positions, right? So Microsoft, couple percent, Amazon, couple percent, iBit, 12%, Meta, 10%, Robinhood, 12.5%, AMD, 25.5% up, Oracle, 15% up, Netflix, 15, almost 16% up there. Oh, that can't be right. Has that gone wrong? It's got to be more than that now, surely. Maybe that's not updated. And Apple, 25% up. Nice. Here's the short. It's coming. I said, I think there is a monster short setting up here. I really do. I would say if they reject 17s now, you might be in. It's so tempting, man. It's so tempting. I think you might be in. If it rejects 17s, you might be in. That would be the level. And then you want to see follow through underneath 85. Right, I would say if you see something like this, it's setting up for you. I don't know if I'm going to take it. All right, it might be done. This. It's coming. It's coming, guys. It's coming. They're going to check 85s here. If 85 stays heavy, you're in. So you want a rejection of 17s, continuation under 85s, and then I think you see a new lower day. And you've rejected in front of 17s, you've rejected 08s, and it's coming for the 85, and you get under 85, you're going to see a new lower day, I think. It's just whether they can build out the right side of this now and let it go. And you got to watch SPY 680. It's the one thing I'd be aware of, SPY 680. I think you're probably going to get it. I think you're going to get it. I think I'm done. I think I'm done for the day. When's enough, right? When is enough? It's one of those things. When is enough? Maybe I can get some evals or something. Stop trading real money. SPY at 680, yeah. You want to watch sort of 17s here. I'd be watching 17s. The reason I'm saying 17s is just where that buyer keeps getting stuck. I'd be watching this guy here. 17s. Hopefully you guys can see that. 17s and 30s. You want a failure. You want all of this. What you're seeing here is good. This is all buying up here, and they're not moving higher. What you want to see is 17s and 30s stay heavy, and then you want to close underneath 85. So you want to pop, a fail, stay heavy under 85s, and then come and attack these guys down here. That's what I would want to see. I would want to pop, a fail, stay heavy. You would not want, if it starts bidding over 17s and 30s, you want to leave it the fuck alone. All right, how are we doing for likes, folks? I bet I lost a load of people when it got shut off, did I? Looking good. You're looking good. Almost there. Almost at 1,000 likes. A few more likes, folks, and we are going to get a Apex giveaway here. What's the red line at 25,050? 2550. It would probably be point of control. Yeah, it's POC, mate. It's point of control on the day. It's fair value for the day. So fair value for the day. This is fair value for the week. So the most traded level this week is 65. The most traded level today is 50. This is fair value. You want to stay under that. You don't want to trade around this. You want to stay under that. You're starting to reclaim 30s now. It's going to come right away up here now. So the 17s didn't reject. Should have seen follow through under there. Lifting to here now. And this is looking more and more like if they reclaim this, that we're just going to do this all day. It would be nice to see follow through just once. Just once, Mr. Market. It would be nice to see follow through. So up into fair value now. I just moved a level there. I think I have. I don't think that previous week value high is wrong, isn't it? That should be there. I think that's right. 90s, previous day value area low, 58. So this is wrong. 58. Is that right? That's what happens when my computer gets shut down. $68. There we go. Ninja footprint chart is 15 minutes. No, I have it on a 5 and a 1. All right, so that this one that I like watching, this is my side monitor. I like watching so I can see, just a quick reference, can see where everyone is. We had the chance to break below this and they didn't do it. And we're starting to not reject. We are coming to lunch, so maybe just short covering rally here. All right, let's see if we've got enough likes. Man, thank God that trade was going my direction when the power cut off. Stressful. Hey guys, I'm wondering in the course, does Alex go over to tell if buyers are trapped, need to learn where the buyers are trapped? Yeah, I go over it all. You need to do the order flow and volume course if you want to go over that. So beginner to advanced course, we show like what traps look like in terms of structure. Order flow course, I show you how to see them in real time. You can get Ninja on your phone. Yeah, they now have a mobile app on the phone. Yeah. Yes, the big buy order indicator for Ninja is free if you're trading with a prop firm. There is a video on my YouTube on how to get order flow for free on NinjaTrader and Tradeify. It is completely for free. The Tyson trade, yeah. Tyson trade's come, hasn't it? It's just twice. Tyson's probably rich already. He's probably laughing. 2 trades for Tyson. Those are Tyson's trades. These are my trades. Those are my 2 trades. Not on Rhythmic? No, you would need Tradeify. Tradeify is owned by NinjaTrader. So if you're trading with Tradeify, you would get it for free. Do TPT accounts have Order Flow Plus? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. There you go. Look at Tyson's just popped up. Darth Nuggets. 1200 times 2 today. There you go. So like we said, Tyson probably got long there and long there. Made his money. Buyers stuck. They got a little aggressive on that last push into VPOC for sure. Into that level from earlier, where that 200 lot got stuck at 25.50. Still in a nice little uptrend here. I still think there's a big move coming for a downside, but can't force it, right? And we made our money. Got a question: do we need to do anything? I think if VIX holds 23s, will be a good sign here. We've just dunked under 23s on the fix. If we hold 23s and we're going to have the push for 25s, then this market's going to go risk off. If VIX loses 23s and rotates to 21s, then we're just going to chop inside all day. Remember, our expectation today was an inside day. We are getting our expectation so far. Even if we break down under here, right? Even if we break down here, this is still an inside day. All right, we're still just trading inside. Remember, yesterday's low is all the way down here. All right, we'd still be trading inside. All right, it would just be coming back to this point. My bias is actually a bit more short bias at the moment, just based on how we've moved today, based on order flow. But that can shift. But we're underneath points of control. We're underneath VWAPs. But we're into lunch now. All right, let's get some stuff ready. I do want to do an Easter egg hunt this month. Thinking what we're going to do, like a random word or something. Give away like maybe a widescreen monitor for one of you or something like that. I'll have to think about how we set it up, but I would like to do something like a bit bigger than prop firm counts, like maybe like a nice monitor, and some like proper trading gear, you know, give back some proper stuff. I don't know if many people do that, but like give you guys a monitor and like maybe an Apex and something, maybe a few different counts all in one go, so you can get you like properly set up for the year. Something good. All right, so this is why I get upset, right? So people come and attack me, and then I'm like, well, I'm going to give you this and this and this and this, and I'm going to try and teach you for free. But they want to spend the stream attacking me. All right, code FCT is your best code for Apex. Type that once in now. It'll get you 85% off at Apex. If you type it in chat once, please don't spam. We'll do a giveaway. We will do a giveaway here. Starting to get a bit stuck here. You're starting to get a bit stuck here. The roll might be coming soon. Roll might be coming soon. I'm not going to take another trade now. I'm going to ban myself from trading now. We've had fucking monstrous day. Well into a 5-figure day. Do not need to be pushing and pushing and pushing. Yeah, again, it'd be the same kind of levels I'd be looking at for those who are looking at. You want failures of sort of 17s, around this 17s where you're trading at now. All right, definitely this node here, 23s. You start failing that, then I think there's a downside move. It's just, remember, you're into lunch now. You're running out of volume. But if you fail that, I think you're looking for this and this. That's what I'd be looking for this afternoon. Look, bouncing ball, bouncing ball, bouncing ball. That's what I'd be looking for. But if we keep holding, you have to pay yourself because we're in range, right? If we keep holding, you've got to like pay yourself, just like we did. I forget where it was. Was it this? We paid ourselves some into range, right? And then we got the collapse, and then we pay ourselves into this range, and then we got didn't break down. Sellers get stuck at the lows. We bid back up to where the buyers get stuck. This is the rotation now. Think about this. Buyers are stuck here. Sellers are stuck here. This is the rotation, but I favor this move here at the moment. I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds here. Shouldn't have used the C word today, though. That was very naughty of me. Very English of me. Shouldn't have used that. But if you test me when I'm having the toughest year of my life, you're liable to get snapped on. I fucking warned everyone this year. I'm not having a good time off the charts. If you push and push and push me when I'm trying to be nice to you, you're going to get the odd C-bomb on you. I am from London, after all. I apologise. I shouldn't have used the C-bomb. That was a bit harsh, wasn't it? It was a bit harsh. I've warned you. I told you yesterday. My therapist is sick of me. Not having a good time this year, folks. Cannot say that loud enough for you. If you keep testing me when I'm struggling off the charts, you're liable to get unloaded on. All right, here we go. Let's pull this winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, Eddie Lee. Congratulations, Eddie Lee. Right. Apex account on its way to you, as long as you can tell me you're here in chat. Are you here, Eddie Lee? Nice. Congrats, man. All right, so Apex account on its way. All you got to do is send me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged in so I know it's you, and I'm going to sort you out with a free Apex account. And where's my mouse gone? Can't find my mouse. There we go. We'll give away a free introduction course as well here. How much did I make today? 2, 4, 6. Sorry, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 10,500. What's gone on here, guys? Why are you all typing FCT? This didn't do it, did it? It didn't do it. Guys, you got to type course in. Course once. Sorry. Don't know why this didn't set. Just type course once. I'll give you guys 30 seconds here. I want to get out of it. Okay, pulling the winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. TJ Hawk 664. You hear TJ Hawk 664. Let me know you're here, and I'll sort you out a free course. Nice. All right, same thing as for Eddie, okay? Send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube. info@flowzonetrader.com. That's all you've got to do, and I will send you a free introduction course. All right, info@flowzonetrader.com. Congrats, man. All right, I think that's it. Looks like we're going to go back in rotation again. Let me just zoom out of here. Nothing's really changed, folks. All right, we were hoping we'd get follow through, but I mean, we have to remember our anticipation today was this. This is literally what we've got. This is what we've done today. We peaked above it, all right, and we peaked a little bit below it, but this is what we've got. This was the anticipation today. We didn't think we'd really move outside of this, and we haven't moved outside of it. We went over it at the beginning of the stream. I went over it in Discord for those in there. We had all the key levels, but we got some really, really nice clean trades today. That's all that matters. If we're going to stay in the range rotation, you've just got to let it rotate in the range. Think about what we've done today. We've just rotating the range, all right? This move here is what we've done today, this final move here. We didn't even come down to the put support. We held this here, grey box, ripped up to red box, collapsed down to previously point control. We have to see if they're willing to do a bigger move now outside of this or not. At the moment, it looks like we're going to have that inside bar like we talked about. And then we can see what's what for NFP tomorrow. They very well might position themselves for tomorrow unless we get some big headlines. Do not be like getting antsy in the afternoon session. If we're rotating, don't be getting antsy. Don't be like pushing too much size or anything like that. Okay, because I would say MOC could get a little bit nasty today. We're just going to have to see what they want to do with it. Those in Discord, I'm going to have a little break now, eat some food, get a coffee, all that good stuff. Hey, bro, can we get Gex for free? You cannot get Gex for free, I'm afraid. No, there's no way of getting Gex for free. You'll have to use it on a paid software. If you are in my Discord, I post it every morning and every update, all right? So this is the rotation right now. That's all we're doing. I'll read the last few questions I'm out there. How do we get big players into position for huge moves in either direction? What do you mean? How do the big players get into position? They use stops. That's how they do it. Based on what info do you do the red box, grey box, and blue box? Based on volume. Does FCT discount code work when purchasing multiple accounts? Yes, it works on all your prop firms. As many accounts as you want. The only one it doesn't work on is Take Profit Trader. You need to use code FlowZone for that. Do I copy trade prop firms at once? Sometimes I link them together, sometimes I don't. Depends on the setup and depends on the type of account, right? I don't like linking a drawdown account with a account which is, a trailing drawdown versus an end of day. I have to manage them differently. Can I explain what I mean by the tape is heavy? See this above me, right? When we get a heavy tape is when we get a shift. I'm trying, where's the last big shift come in? Time was this? 11 o'clock. Come over here. Right, this is a heavy tape where we shift to all sell, and every pop sold. And on the actual tape here, on the time and sales, it would just be all red. If I go down to 11, what time is this? 11 o'clock. Might not be able to get there now because it doesn't hold as much data because it got turned off. But at 11 o'clock, it was like this. Red, 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 red. Everything's red, right? Everyone's just panicking out. At the moment, it's in balance. In fact, there's a bit more buying than there is selling right now. Do you think there's a buyer stuck at 17 even after that flush? Didn't their exit cause the flush? Depends if they've fully exited. I mean, the flush was from up here, right? And then the thing that caused the next move down was these guys, right? Remember, think about someone bought here, didn't exit, comes back, gets greedy, thinks, oh, I'm going to rebid their exit, right? 17s is this bid here, right? The breakout bid. We're above that, so they're comfortable right now. They're going to try and rotate through here. If they get through here, they're going to try and lift into this. Maybe even into this little bit of excess. And then if they fail there, they're probably going to come down to here. And if they fail that, down to here. We might just be boxed in for here for the day. If they fail to get follow through, they've had the chance right here. They had the chance here. They had the chance. They haven't done it. So we're boxed in now. That's why I've become less and less interested in it. It looked good for a minute, and now we're just lifting and lifting and lifting again. How do you enter giveaways? You missed your chance, man. I always tell you what word to type in chat, and then we do it. Is Apex the best prop firm? They're all good for different reasons. I've got a video on it. It all depends on the type of trader you are, honestly. It really depends on the type of trader you are. People want to say, this one's better, this one's better, this one's better. It's very personal. For scaling, like amount of accounts, Apex is great. If you're looking for daily payouts, TPT is great. If you're looking for end of day drawdown and to like push a bit more size, maybe Lucid's best for you. Maybe Funded Next is best for you, like Lucid, same kind of thing. I should say Funded Next, I probably haven't pushed it enough. I'm going to get told off for them. It does have a sale on right now for the Bolt accounts. It might be the last day. I'll have a quick look for you before I go. What day does this end? Till the 6th. You got till tomorrow. All right, $69.99 for a new user or $79.99 for an existing user. FCT50 is the code to use for that. It only works on the 50k Bolt accounts. Otherwise, you just use FCT. But FCT50 for a 50k Bolt account, that finishes tomorrow. That's a one-time fee. Tradeify is also good. Yeah, Tradeify is also very, very good. Don't know what sale they have on at the moment. See, I don't agree with that. See, look at all you guys. Apex Legacy is better than the new 6 max payout. Not good. All right. How many of you have got to the 6th payout? Be honest. You're all moaning about something. How many of you have got to the 6th payout? I reckon less than 1% of you. I've got to the 6th payout. But it's not easy to do. So everyone's focused on this like big payout goal. If you had 20, 150k accounts, they pay out over 400 grand in as little as 30 days. How much money do you want? How much money do you want? Like, if you make 400 grand, take it out, roll it into a swing account, go again, move to the next one, right? So just one payout. There you go. So don't worry about the 6th payout. Okay, they're lifting this whole thing up. Wow, what a squeeze. Really impressive. ES coming to for 24-hour VWAP. Right, I'm out of here, folks. Time to get to the gym. Time to look after my community in Discord. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Right to the edge of range. I'll see you all tomorrow morning, and we'll go for the same thing. Remember, NFP tomorrow morning before the open. You want to be careful on that. For those of you who are gamblers, NFP is going to be a chance for you to pass a lot of accounts. I don't advise trading that way. I advise trading it very slowly, but you know the deal. All right, NFP will be violent, especially given the range that we've been in. So you will have a good look at that rejection at the top of range. It's fucking wild. You will have a very, very good chance tomorrow of getting some good accounts. What's the top 5 indicators on Bollinger Bands referring to +1, +2? What do you mean the top 5 indicators? Top 5 indicators on Bollinger Bands, I'm referring to the +2 standard deviation, -2 standard deviation. What do you mean? It's just Bollinger Bands, mate. Bollinger Bands, 20-day, 5 days. That's all you need. The middle of a Bollinger Band is a 20-day SMA. So you don't even need to put a 20-day on. The mean, most people don't even know that. Your mean of a Bollinger Band is a 20-day. Look at that rejection at the top of range. Write that down to the mean. All right. And then a 5 day is just your rolling 5 days. So you know what you're doing on the week. That is a rotational market. Look above and fail, 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 fail. Back to mean for lunch. Hilarious. Hilarious. All right, folks. Big love to you all. Thanks for joining. And see you guys tomorrow morning. Use hard stops. Peace and love. Take care.